DP.
Dan Patrick.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Oh, great to be here. Let's do this.
Good morning, good day. Happy New Year's Eve. Wherever you are, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, at least Rich is.
I'm here.
Danny G and Ramsey and Spot. Spot's on the videos, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. You can chat live. You can see us live. I'm here in Idaho still. I'm actually leaving tomorrow, Rich, for the day off on New Year's Eve. So it's New Year's Eve. I'm New Year's Eve, Steve Covino. And the hottest rookies, biggest superstars, and the all-time greats, the only place to collect them all is Panini Trading Cards, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show for instant classics, autograph cards, memorabilia cards, rare inserts, and more. Start or continue your collection now at PaniniAmerica.net.
Well, so much to get to on today's show. In fact, if you want to watch it, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. Hey, see what you hear, play along. We'll randomly pick people throughout the show that are watching and chiming in.
And
give away some prizes. Why not?
yeah, we're doing trivia for prizes as well. We have a guest. It's Broke Mahomes, Showtime Mahomes, Showboy Patrick Mahomes Trivia. Your chance to answer multiple choice questions, win a CNR on FSR Nerf Football. And, yeah, stick around. We're going to have some fun today.
All right.
Hope you had a Falcons sort of night.
We're going to get to that. The Falcons sort of threw a little wrench in the plans of a few teams in the NFC. We're going to talk about Josh Allen's meat today. What? We're going to talk about some legends that celebrate a birthday today. Sam Darnold, I have a theory on him, but let's dive into it. The Rams. Last night, truth be told, it's that taint of the holiday season. No one's really honed in, and it was a Monday night game that didn't have much significance on paper because the NFC West, we all know the winner of the 49ers Seahawks has your one seed.
Yeah.
So the Rams are chilling there. In fact, there's been rumors that they're going to shut down Devontae Adams until the playoffs. There's a sense of, well, there's really not that much on the line tonight. So I didn't hone into the beginning of the game. I was checking on my phone. I was grabbing some food. And I'm like, 7-0. 14-0. Whoa, hold up now. Wait, 21-0 Falcons? Then I'm looking at the box score. I'm like, is anyone playing? Like, what's going on here?
In your defense, that all happened kind of quick. Yeah, they came out and took charge of the game for sure.
I couldn't believe my eyes when I'm like, 21-0. And then they're mounting a comeback, which a better team usually does. They'll find a way to find their way back in. And here we are, end of the game, Falcons, go-ahead field goal, and you're thinking, man, the Rams are going to drop one. And then you realize, well, Matthew Stafford does have a little time on the clock, and I feel like 3 plays in a row, they had an opportunity. Do you not feel the same way?
There was 3 controversial plays in a row for sure.
First, Stafford just misses a wide receiver that gets open, like big time open, like misses by a step and a half, and you're like, oh my God, that could have been for 6. All right, next play.
I think he threw it in the right spot. The receiver just didn't get there.
Didn't cut. Didn't maybe take the right angle
quick enough. Like the ball was there. It was close. It could have happened. Maybe the timing was off a little bit, but yeah, it was there. Could have went their way, but didn't.
Then you see a pass interference that doesn't get called, and you're like, ooh. It was Danny G, you were texting us like, yo, arm was held down, man.
To be fair, when it happened, it was close.
Yeah, it happens fast.
They were
so
saying
fast.
in real time it was hard to see, but it was really noticeable for us at home that was pass interference.
I feel
There's no
like
question, no doubt, actually.
If you're a judge on the field, you should be able to maybe spot that.
Yeah,
it
but
was
you know
pretty
what?
obvious.
Those
almost twice, Rich. It was like almost 2 times it happened on that same play.
Those type of plays, bang, bang, if it gets called, you're not shocked. But if it doesn't get called, you're like, oh, could have been.
But you know what made it obvious too? It was like a one-handed grab, and it didn't have to be. The only reason it was a one-handed grab is because his other arm was being held.
All right, so you're like, all right, those are two chances where if you're a Rams,
it was kind of obvious.
If you're a Rams fan, you're like, oh, damn, that's two opportunities squandered. Then Puka Nacua, who is one of the coolest dudes. We've had him on the show a couple times in the last year.
What a competitor.
What a competitor. What a real fun, nice guy. I'm a big fan of Puka. Here he is making one of the most ridiculous possible catches you've seen in your life. Again, this guy's hands are unbelievable. And, the little movement, and it goes from circus sideline catch, field goal range to, runner was out of, receiver was out.
It looked like such an amazing catch, but it wasn't.
And here we are. Game's over. And I wanted to just start the show.
You know what, though, Rich? I do want to make this clear.
Yeah.
They got the call right. I mean, if you weren't watching, you were casually watching, they got the call right. But from first glance, it looked like he had it. But it was sort of pulled. It was, again, props to their receiving team, defensive team, because it was pulled from his hands.
Yeah. Aren't there times when you be like, just give it to him? There are times where I'm like,
incredible.
Stylistically, like in my mind, I'm like, it was such a good almost catch. I know that's not how the game's played, but there's party that's like, oh, God, give it to him. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy
he had it. On his way down, it was sort of pulled out just for a split second.
Ridiculous.
And right before it got pulled out and knocked out there at the very end of the play, he squeezed that like a Nerf football with one big paw.
One-handed snag.
No doubt that would have been the catch of the year.
So I come in here this morning to let the world know I'd still be very scared of the Rams. Let me explain why. I'm a Niners fan. We're looking at the NFC as a very wide open place. You got the Eagles, who Jalen Hurts didn't throw for 1 yard in the second half the other day. I don't know if anyone, Covino, is convinced about your defending champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. No one's like, well, they got a clear path. I don't think anyone's thinking that. The Bucks-Panthers, there's been a little wrinkle put in that because of last night. I don't know if you realize, if you're schedule watching and all that stuff like I am, we've been talking about the little percentages. Because the Falcons won last night and no one really thought that would happen, do you know that if the Falcons beat the Saints on Sunday, that Panthers-Bucks game is irrelevant and Carolina would be your division champ no matter what? Baker could have the game of his life Saturday and be like, man, the Bucks are back to 500, and yet the Panthers would still win that division if the Falcons win again on Sunday.
And that's likely, man. It seems like the Falcons are playing well at just the right time. 3 in a row now. Cousins looking good. Robinson looking unstoppable. By the way, I was thinking yesterday, if you were to put a top 3 running back out there, who would it be? Just watching that.
Top 3?
Top 3.
I mean,
obviously your boy Christian McCaffrey. Would you still put Saquon Barkley in there?
I would. Ooh, that's a good one. I think.
And then the way Derrick Henry was running the ball.
Derrick Henry the other day, but then you could say, if you talk about the first half of the year, Jonathan Taylor, but not second half of the year.
Not
second half of the year, Jonathan Taylor. No. But
yeah, I was thinking all that because you know why I was thinking that, because Saquon Barkley and your boy Christian McCaffrey are. I think it's a State Farm commercial. They're in a commercial together. And I'm thinking, well, who else could have been in that commercial? They're in a commercial side by side, and they're pretty much the same size, and I was sizing them up, and I'm like, Derrick Henry would beast over those guys, but who would be the top 3? Anyway, just a random side thought.
Well, you know
but the Falcons look good, dude, back to that point. It seems like they're putting it together at the right time.
Well, does Kirk Cousins prove that he has a little left in the tank, or what?
I mean, I think so. I think they're just playing well under him. He's leading the team well. They're 7-9, 3 in a row.
But I want
you
to keep something in mind, though. You're like, the Falcons, if they win, they play the Saints, who you're like, the Saints are trash. The Saints have won 4 in a row.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like the Saints are sour. You know, I bet
their young quarterback Shuck is being talked about as offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, they're 6-10 now. In case you blink,
I bet you that if there was one more month of the season, that division could flip, because the Bucs have fallen apart. Carolina is showing that they're like a 500 team, but the Saints and the Falcons, who are both under 500, are the two hottest teams in that division. So I think that division is a disaster. So, it's interesting to see what team will sort of back into that playoff spot. Someone's going to win it at 8-9 or 9-8. Like we said, it's a bad division.
There's a scenario where the Panthers could host a wild card game, and they'd be, 8-9?
Yeah, they could be 8-9.
You guys have a problem with a team that's under 500 hosting a playoff game?
We've talked about this on our regular
It doesn't look
show.
sexy,
It
but
doesn't.
if you make it, right?
Yeah, it's almost like there are times your team wins a division in baseball, winning 88 to 90 games, and you host a better wild card. It happens, right?
And honestly, the way this year has been, it kind of would make sense. It kind of would go with the whole vibe and feeling of this entire season.
Interestingly enough, if things stay the way they are, I think that crappy South team, whether it's Carolina or the Bucs, would end up hosting like the Rams. It's like a better 12-plus win team, which is, that's the point. Do they deserve it? No, but it's how the divisions are set. But I wanted to point out how the Rams, Covino.
Colin in Canada is hitting us up.
Yeah.
Again, the YouTube chat is popping. Covino and Rich FSR to see us live, see our tired faces. A lot of boozing and schmoozing during the taint of the holidays. He says, Cousin threw for like 125 yards. But, yeah, they've been playing solid behind him.
I just feel like,
he's had some good moments.
Again.
I'm not saying he's the reason.
Yeah, not saying he's the reason, but, leadership, a guy, I don't know, maybe I'm trying to just feel good for Kirk Cousins for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, he's easy to root for, so yeah, I am pulling for the guy. Is it coincidence they've been winning since he's been playing? Willamina Kreider Green 4877 says, I wonder if 10 years ago that Puka Nacua catch would have been a fair catch. I was thinking the same thing, and I was thinking, yes, that would have been. I think so anyway. And
let's see, Ashley.
Mr. Franz saying, morning, fellas. A lot of people. Devontae Adams more impactful than I thought. That's what Ashley Riolo's saying.
That's a big sentiment. And Danny and I looked it up before the show because there's a few guys where you're wondering. We're going to get to this later in the show. Where as we enter Week 18, who's gonna rest up and get ready for the postseason, and whether or not he's able to come back, it appears as though the Rams are going to have Devontae Adams just good to go wild card weekend. There's no point now to push Devontae Adams because there's no the Rams' path and where they are is not changing. They can't win the division. Whoever wins 49ers hosting the Seahawks is your division winner and 1 seed. The Rams are a wild card regardless. So
and your point
why
is,
play Devontae Adams now, right?
If they're keeping him healthy, why play him now? They're still going to be dangerous as a wild card.
I'll tell you why.
Don't sleep on the Rams because they could have easily pulled away with that game, even though they started rough. They had a few bad calls or questionable calls, borderline calls, where things could have been different. So are they as dangerous as we think or not at all?
Well, I'll tell you what.
877-99 on Fox. I agree with Rich. I mean, I think they could have easily won that game. Puka Nacua, ultimate competitor. Stafford's still doing his thing. He was off. Put it that way. On an off night, I guess that really sums it up. On an off night, they still almost won that game.
I mean, Matthew Stafford may have lost points and lost, his path to the MVP. He had a rough couple games over the last month. The Rams dropped a couple in a row. Matthew Stafford, at one point, remember his interception to touchdown ratio was like 30-something to like a couple interceptions. It was Aaron Rodgers, like in Aaron Rodgers' prime. He's had a couple games with multiple picks over the last month. So now Stafford has 42 tutties, 8 interceptions. Still MVP numbers, but there's a lot of Drake May chatter now. Is he your MVP? I want to just point out 4 quick games.
According to memes, he's the league leader. And memes never lie, Rich.
Memes never lie. Let me give
Drake May's your MVP as of now.
Let me hit you with 4 quick instances where the Rams sort of blew it. Because you look at the NFC going into the playoffs, and Danny, I think you agree that no one's scared of the Eagles.
No, maybe their defense, but not the Eagles' offense.
No one's scared of whoever comes out of that South, whether it's, like I said, the Panthers or the Bucs. They're at best a 500 team. And I think out of the North, there's question marks with Green Bay. Jordan Love, one of those guys that might sit until the playoffs. Green Bay looks like, whoa, what's going on there? I think, I'm a Niners fan, so I'm looking at it from a perspective of who do I think is dangerous?
The Niners.
And
Niners look dangerous.
I think watching the other night, I think the Bears could very easily have won that game. The Bears are dangerous.
Can I take back what I said? Yeah. Your Niners and Bears offense looks dangerous. Defense on both teams looks questionable. It's
a matter of could an Eagles defense stop a Bears or 49ers offense, right?
But they could score, man. If the 49ers could just stop one drive throughout the game, it seems like they score every other drive, so they'll be fine scoring. But if they can make one stop, they'll win the game.
It's like an NBA team that you know is going to put up 120. Just hold your opponent,
just a few turnovers. You just need something to happen, and you win because the defense is questionable.
But the Rams, let me go over the Rams because you know how there's seasons where a team catches a bunch of good breaks. We've talked about Minnesota in the past, and the Chiefs for a couple years. You felt like every last minute field goal or turnover or fortune or good bounce went their way. I think the Rams are a really good team that had 4 games, and I know you can't isolate one play, but there's 4 games I've noted where it could have just very well went the other way for the Rams. And the Rams are going to end up being a wild card. They're still a very dangerous team in the NFC, I think. But right now the Rams are 11-5. They'll probably beat the Cardinals even if they rest people week 18. So they're a 12-5 team. But 4 of those losses, they're lining up for a game-winning field goal that's totally in range. It's blocked and returned for a touchdown by the Eagles. They lose on the last play of the game. So Eagles win on a play where the Rams were lining up for a game-winning field goal. So no block and return. You win that game. You beat the Eagles. They played my 49ers. Remember the overtime game where Mac Jones was limping around like he was a warrior?
Yeah.
That was the game where the Rams fumbled. If you remember, the 49ers forced a fumble on the 1 foot line. Went to overtime, and they went for it on 4th down, and the Niners stopped them. So that's another game where it's the Niners just got a little lucky. Rams did not. That's 2 games that Rams on paper, it's should have won that game. Sam Darnold going for 2 in overtime, a game where the Seahawks somehow found a way to come back, force overtime, and then they went for 2. And then last night, we saw it, a missed route, a pass interference, and Puka Nacua on the sideline. Those are 4 games.
Oh, hold on. I hate to state the
4
obvious.
games, dude. I know that you can argue that for every team. I know. In baseball,
you said it right in that sentence. The Seahawks found a way to win. That's what championship caliber teams do. Right. I'm not saying the Rams can't do that, but that's part of the game, right? Finding a way to win. That's how you do it. You got to figure it out. And, they've come close, but they didn't pull it through. Sam Darnold, Seahawks, your 49ers, we've seen them be able to do that a few times. So that's just the difference. Yeah, they've been in every game. And you can say they're tough, but they haven't been able to win. So they're still in the wild card. They're still dangerous. They're still very good. They still make it very close. They got to get those plays to make it happen, those ways to make it win, as you mentioned with Sam Darnold, who we're going to talk about later on because, where does he fall into where does he fall into the history as far as elite quarterbacks?
Yeah, how do you view Sam Darnold? Because I think it all depends on this postseason because I think that he's one of the most confusing people to assess. But
dude, tides turn and luck starts to bounce the other way, and anything could happen. You're right; those games could have gone either way. You could say this: the Rams are good.
I mean, Escobar
and the Rams are dangerous.
Escobar Cheeks just hit us up on the in-show chat, and he goes, "Yeah, Rich, I hear what you're saying, but he's like, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle."
Right. It sounds a little bit like that, especially when you bring up the Seahawks in that sense.
But I'm saying there's 4 very specific incidents where you could be like, oh, the Rams were a block away or again, let me just remind you.
They don't stink. The Rams do not stink. It's these little things aren't going their way.
Yeah, you could say the good team finds a way to win, but sometimes luck isn't on your side. Again, a game-winning field goal blocked and returned by the Eagles. The 49ers beat them in overtime where the Rams had a turnover and a 4th down blown play. the Seahawks, beating them in overtime when the Seahawks, mounted a comeback and then went for 2 in overtime. And then last night when they were favored in Atlanta, came back, but then on the last drive, 3 plays in a row, just caught some type of a no call and a wide open receiver and Nakua on the sideline. I'm just saying there's 4 instances where this team, even if they won 2 of those games, they'd be the 1 seed and we'd be like, well, Stafford, and they're going, man. They're headed. I'm still scared of the Rams is my point. And I think we all should be. If you're a fan of the Bears, the Packers, the Seahawks, the Niners, do not think that the Rams have fallen off. They have just,
No, and you know what's crazy, Covino, really quick? If Atwell wasn't interfered with and caught that long pass and the Rams wind up going into the end zone there in the red zone, then this morning we're talking about how even though he had a couple of turnovers, Stafford is your clear MVP. That one play.
That's it. That's why we said about it. It's just such a game of inches and little like Josh Allen, right? The narrative of Josh Allen. If he hits the receiver in the back corner on that 2-point conversion, we're saying like, man, Buffalo struggled, but man, they found a way to beat the Eagles. Josh Allen, man, what a gamer, 4th quarter. But instead, the narrative is, man, but Josh Allen missed the guy in the end zone. Like, is this not the year for them?
Time, man.
Is this not the year for him? Like, it's all these little plays. So
all these little things add up and they matter, especially now.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. I'm just thinking baseball, Rich. When we try to hype baseball up to everybody during the postseason, like every pitch counts, man. Every little thing matters. That's really what we're getting at here, especially as we come down to the season. Every little play, every little thing is speculated on. So they do matter. They absolutely matter.
Let me ask you this. I've heard people talk about this, and I'm sure LeVar from Two Pros and a Cup of Joe being that he played in the NFL and big-time college star, Pro Bowler, you could probably attest to what the difference is between the regular season, postseason, and then like a Super Bowl. Because when you look at like who's going to the postseason, do you say to yourself, well, Jalen Hurts has been there and won. Purdy and the Niners and that core has unfortunately been there a few times and couldn't get the job done. Do you give those teams with that postseason experience, Stafford won a Super Bowl, McVay's been there, do you give those teams a leg up on Caleb and Ben Johnson, who are like, it's almost like a fan base in Chicago that's like just sort of happy to now be in the mix, and Seattle where it's like, yo, no one expected this. Do those teams with experience just have something like an intangible level of experience? Or do you not buy into that?
As a fan, I buy into it. As a player, I'm not sure how much it matters, right? Because there's different teams playing behind those guys. But as the leader, as the quarterback of the team, I mean, I think it does make a difference to have been there, done that, to have that confidence and poise about you. But I'm not sure if as a player and being on the field it matters all that much.
I've heard people argue that experience means a lot. So listen, we'll talk some Rams. We're going to talk about Sam Darnold and, again, Josh Allen's meat. What does that even mean? We'll get to all that and your thoughts on the Rams. I'm arguing that they are still arguably one of the most dangerous teams just because, again, bad luck is a part of sports. It really is. Sometimes the better team, you can say the better team always wins, but sometimes I don't think the better team wins. Sometimes I think, a couple bad bounces and, sometimes a guy could fumble. Covino, the ball bounces right back up into his arms. Sometimes the guy fumbles. The ball bounces into the air. Sometimes an interception's tipped up, pick six the other way. Otherwise,
by the way, part of their comeback was a special teams blocked kick that went right back into his arms. That was awesome.
So your thoughts on the Rams and who you look at as the favorite. We'll take all your feedback next. Your buds, Covino and Rich, filling in for Dan Patrick right here on Fox Sports Radio.
So tires matter.
Ooh,
tires matter, Rich. You know that.
Tire.
They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Not to bring up a terrible story, but the Anthony Joshua story, that was a blowout.
Yeah.
And he lost control.
Tires.
So tires matter.
Importante.
They're responsible for everything: acceleration, braking, steering, and handling. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack.
Whether you know exactly what you want or you're looking for expert recommendations, Tire Rack makes it easy. You're going to get fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, and convenient installation options, including mobile tire installation. They bring the tires to you, install them at your home, your office, or anywhere in between.
And, of course, the best selection, including the full line of Goodyear tires. And they don't just sell tires, they test them on the road, their test track, and you can learn how the tires want to tackle evasive maneuvers, drive and stop in the rain, or just handle your everyday commute.
Go to TireRack.com/Dan to see their Goodyear test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews, and be sure to check out all the current special offers. That's TireRack.com/Dan, TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
What's the show without a Brady mention?
I mean, TB12, he's the man. Can't deny it. But he pulled a move that I'm torn on.
This is a Pet Sematary
I
move.
feel like while we talk about it, I'm going to work out how I really feel, because I've found myself going back and forth on this one, because I have a dog. You have a dog. Danny, you guys got a pet?
Yeah, a cat and a dog.
Hey, yo, Derek, Mookie with Mookie. Mookie Betts, he's my dog. Hey, Derek.
Thanks, Poppy.
Hey, my dog, you my dog.
I was saying, you got a pet? I feel like you got a ferret. Do you have a
We
ferret?
talked about this. He shares a custody of a pet with his ex.
I have a
remember?
rent-a-doggy, but I would very much like to keep him around forever.
We all love our pets. If you're a pet owner, of course you love your pet. In fact, my dog is very old and unfortunately will not be around for much longer, and I know that.
Will Smith is my dog.
So I just
I
know
mean, it
that,
breaks my heart because I know your dog so well.
Yeah, and it's like,
and I love her.
It's a bummer. I have a 12-and-a-half-year-old French bulldog. That's the equivalent of a 100-year-old person. So I know that my wife and I say, come on, let's get one more Christmas. Like, it's an old dog.
She still plays, though. She was playing with her toys when I was over at your house. She loves life still.
She also fell off the couch and almost died.
Yeah, she fell off the couch and almost
elderly related, yeah.
Like an old person falling. We just had a friend, one of the kids at school, their best friend, lost their dog last week. And when you realize your dog is not going to be around forever, do you pull the Tom Brady if you have the money? I looked this up. They're saying this is like a $50,000 to $100,000 starting point.
Well, you know what I'm not buying here? If you listen closely to Isaac Lowenkron's news alert, his news update, which you never do, Rich, because you're too busy babbling yourself, he said something along the lines of Tom Brady paid $100,000 to clone his dog, but he's partners in this company, this biotech lab facility.
And he doesn't exactly have a great track record when it comes to investments, FTX crypto.
Yeah, but if you're a partner in his company, you really think he paid $100,000? He didn't get the company discount, or is this just good promo? If you're part of this company, you're not saying, hey, Tom, we'll do it for free. Just tell everybody about it. Tom Brady paid diddly squat to get this done, and you heard it from me. There's no way he paid $100,000.
That way, like, any pet lover's like, wait a minute, Tom Brady did what?
That's just what it costs, and they want everyone to know. If you
How can
want
I
done,
do it?
This is how much it costs.
Well,
even Tom Brady paid. He's in the company. He paid nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what, towards the end of a dog's life, the vet bills might as well add up to that. So let me ask you, would you clone your pet? Covino, you've never really been that much of a pet lover, and then you got your dog Theo. Every day when you're sitting there watching the Yankees game or Love is Blind or whatever dumb stuff you're watching, your dog's sitting there with you.
That's right.
You told me it's the first pet you've actually really appreciated.
It's my dog. Well, I do have a dog, and I guarantee you my girlfriend would want to clone him. She loves him that much.
And don't you think that part of the enjoyment of loving animals and having a lot of pets is they all have their own, personalities?
Right.
Why would you want the next pet to be so much like the last pet you had?
I get it because you love that dog so much.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be creepy if it's just kind of like your last dog?
But here's my question. Isn't there something beautiful about having a pet? And as the old saying goes, they're just a little part of your life, but you're their whole life, which is really sentimental and corny and loving when you think about it, right? Like, you're their whole life, but they are just a fun little chapter of yours. your dog lives 10, 12, 15 years. Isn't there something to be said about that's a beautiful chapter that you close the book on, and then you get a different puppy. And, remember when we had a little poodle? Now we got a golden retriever. Now we got a French bulldog. You may have multiple pets throughout your life. To carbon copy your pet just seems like you're living in the past. Like there's a party that's like, time to move on, weirdo.
Where does this stop?
Yeah, I made up my mind.
Are you going to clone grandma just because you loved her? Like, where does this go?
And she may not come back as grandma. She'd have to live the exact life that your grandma lived. She'd just be a carbon copy with a different personality.
I told you, I would find my way once we talked about it. Now, it's like, we always say, you watch a fight, you don't know who you're rooting for. Then the minute the fight starts, you realize who you're rooting for. I was like, that's sort of cool. The more I'm thinking about it, chapters of life, who your neighbors are, what apartment or house you lived in, what job you had, what car you drive. That would be like saying, I'm going to have the same exact car, same color, same model over and over and over and over and every time your lease is up, or every 5 to 10 years, I'm going to get the same exact car. You have to mix up life.
Welcome back to the Showgram program. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick.
Yeah, buddy.
Day 3 of the segmented hat trick. So if you missed any of our shows during the gooch of the holidays, catch the podcast. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and feeding off the success of our college basketball bracket challenge each March, we decided to do a bracket challenge for the college football playoff. With 8 teams left standing in college football, it's bracket challenge time.
Who you got?
Compete against, I'm not telling you.
Who you
Give
got,
away my
bro?
secrets. I'm trying to win this. Compete against our Fox Sports Radio hosts and fellow listeners to see who the best college football playoff bracket is, and play for your chance to win $1,000. I did it. Rich did. We all did it. You got to do it. Visit foxsportsradio.iheart.com to register, get rules, and fill out your bracket. Entry will be open until just before kickoff, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on New Year's Eve. Again, fill out your bracket, foxsportsradio.iheart.com for your chance for $1,000. Good luck.
That's tomorrow, and don't tell me what to do, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about the Rams, and are they still very dangerous? Yes. Have they caught some tough breaks in 4 games I pointed out that could very well have went the other way? Yes, but as you said, Covino, championship teams find a way to finish. And
no, the truth is, and our listeners said it too on the chat, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, you could say that or make this argument for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Had this happen, had that happen. That's just the name of the game.
You know what it's like at the end of a 162-game baseball season? You'll be like, if my closer didn't blow this game, and that game, you could go around the league and every fan will tell you, well, you don't think my closer blew games?
Yeah. I mean, but are the Rams good? I get what you're trying to say. I'm not debating that at all. Yeah, they're good. And yeah, they were in the game. And yeah, they made a nice comeback.
But you know what it also
their
proves?
Special teams came through a few times.
You know what it also proves? When you see Philadelphia held scoreless in the second half and vulnerable offensively, even though they were great defense, when you see the Rams looking flat as hell last night, and then you see the Niners scoring almost 50 points a week, but they can't stop anyone. Same with the Bears. There's a sense of, I sound like Chris Harrison 10 years ago on The Bachelor. This might be the most exciting season ever.
Yeah, I still get the feeling like it's anyone's season.
Yeah,
it's anyone's chance.
Would you be shocked if I'm going to throw teams out there? Would you be shocked if you saw them in San Francisco beginning of February at the Super Bowl? If I said, "Yo, dude, the Bears and Ben Johnson and Caleb make a run," no, you wouldn't be shocked. If I said,
would not be shocked.
If I said Seattle, who's been a steady, consistent all year long, wouldn't be shocked. Stafford and the Rams, Niners and Purdy and Kyle Shanahan, you wouldn't be shocked by any of this. You wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles went back. So that makes it so much. I think it's as fun as it's ever been. So, I mean, some people are saying on the chat now, I'm very interactive this morning, that the Patriots or Broncos, guys, forget about the NFC. This is an AFC year. So we shall see. Drake May, one of your MVP candidates. It would be wild if the Broncos found a way to win.
Yeah, and I was going to say it sure feels like the Chargers may hand the Broncos the number 1 seed.
And the Broncos, with that number 1 seed, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me check. I don't want to be wrong. We're filling in for Dan Patrick, for goodness sake. Yep, the Broncos finally dropped one at home. Remember, they were the only.
Yeah, duh, we called it.
Yeah.
We said the Jags were going to have a statement game.
When the Jags went into Denver. By the way, that also proves how vulnerable they are. And even though we were like, oh, the 1 seed's going to be Denver and, New England's right there. What about the 2 teams in the AFC South? You're telling me right now you'd be comfortable betting against Houston or Jacksonville right now? Hell no. So I think this is so wide open. We're about to get some of the best football
You know what it is, Rich?
we've
There's
ever
a lot
had.
of really good teams. There's only one, maybe 2 standout teams, and I'm thinking exactly what you said. Broncos, Patriots. They've been solid pretty much the whole year.
Yeah, but dude,
But
coming up, but
we're just not sold on them for whatever reason.
well, Covino,
but there's a lot of good teams.
I'm not saying I disagree with you, but when you think about the Broncos, yeah, they just sort of snuck by the Chiefs. What was that, Christmas Day, right? And before that, they lost to the Jags convincingly. And the Jags and the Texans are your 2 hottest teams out of the AFC right now, you could argue. So I don't know. I'm real big on this being such a fantastic postseason. So we're in luck. I think we all reap the benefits of each team having a clear vulnerability, but each team having a major strength that could whoop someone's ass. So what a great postseason we're about to hit on.
You know how wild this year is? There's a headline that says Texans playoff scenario. Texans could wind up being the number 1 seed in the AFC or be out of the playoffs. Think about that.
That's insane. How could this happen? The Texans?
The Texans?
The Texans have already clinched, Danny, but there's a scenario where they're the 1 seed.
Well, yeah, this was prior to this was prior to last week's games, but that's how crazy the year was going into week 17.
Bro, look at just the swing in the strike. You know how when you see the standings, it shows you the streaks, right? Like, I know you love in baseball, Covino, where it's like last 10 games gives you a little taste of it. You know, in the NBA also, like how they've done over the last couple of weeks. You can't do that in the NFL because there's only 17
Houston,
games.
What, 8 in a row?
But Houston's won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
The Jags have won 7 in a row, and the Colts have lost 6 in a row. That division over the last 6 weeks, like, just flipped 180. Like, there was a time where you and I, and not just us, Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, all the most respected people on this network, we're all talking about, Daniel Jones got the juice to go all the way. Shane Steichen and Jonathan Taylor was rushing for like 120 yards a game, and now he's rushing for like 70 yards a game. There was a moment where we all, shame on us, as George Bush once said, fool me once, shame on, you can't get fooled again. We were all seriously having a conversation on whether or not the Indianapolis Colts could win the Super Bowl.
Someone also once threw a shoe at George Bush, so look out with your statements.
That is true.
You want to know I'm throwing a shoe at you, man, because there's plenty of articles out there and plenty of stories of the Colts just playing 2 seasons in one. It really was. They had a really great start. Daniel Jones goes down. They were struggling a little bit before that, and they've been struggling ever since. 7 in a row.
Tokioki.
6 in a row. 6 losses in a row.
Tokioki hit us up and he goes, the Colts season is like that famous horse meme where one side is drawn perfect and the other side is drawn by a toddler.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah,
that's
true.
the Colts season. It really is. Like, how could you be 7-1 and then 8-2 at one point? You win one, you lose one, and now all of a sudden you're like on the outside looking in. At one point, when they were 7-1, I believe their percentage to make the postseason was 98 point something, like something absurd. Where you're making it. It's got to win. Like when they were 8-2. You could argue you win 2 more games. You get to 10 wins, and you're likely finding a way. They can't even put it together, dude.
I mean, look at the desperate measures the Colts had to do to Steven compete. And we've said it yesterday, and everyone's saying it. Phillip Rivers did everything he could. He did everything he could. Their defense couldn't really step up. He did everything he could to keep the team in the game, really, to give him a puncher's chance.
As I look forward to the wild card weekend, Danny G, I'm not looking past Week 18 because there's a hell of a lot of great football, including, we'll talk about all these games you got to keep your eye on. Niners, Seahawks, Ravens, Steelers. I mean, Saturday got Panthers, Bucks. I'm not looking past all that.
Can't wait to see what Herbert's going to do
as he just sits there and chills. I do want to say that I
by the way, is that a smart move? I know we're gonna get to that, but what are your thoughts on that?
Well,
I'm so confused by that.
Say that we're gonna get to who's sitting and who's resting and whether or not it's a good idea next. But I want to point out that I assume, and this is my bad assumption. This is what are they? You assume you make an ass of you and me. That old stupid statement. I assume way too often that other people revolve their weekends around football like I do. You ever notice how stuff keeps popping up on your calendar and you're like, does no one care as much as I do? I'm like, Saturday, January 10th or 11th. Like, people plan things, and I'm like, yeah, that's like wild card weekend or divisional weekend. In my mind, January is designated. Like, the weekends don't bother me. It's NFL playoffs in January leading up to the Super Bowl. Do you want to...
I guess the answer here, I'm with you, Rich. I completely agree. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I'm not a maniac.
Life still has to move forward, I guess.
I'm not a maniac, but when someone's like, yeah, we're having Tyler's birthday party, Sunday the 11th, I'm like, yeah, well, guess what? Dad's not going to be there. This guy, flag football games for my kids or baseball evaluations for the spring season. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, football is on. Do you not watch? Like, what the hell are you watching?
Not every family is as invested as you and yours, especially if mom's making the plans. Not to be sexist and paint broad strokes,
what are we doing?
I feel like dad might be a weenie in this situation.
Well, hey, your thoughts on the NFL as we get close to the playoffs. We do have a thought on resting players, and we'll get to all that next. Covino and Rich in for the great, legendary Dan Patrick right here on Fox Sports
he's
Radio.
not retiring yet, Rich.
Yeah,
he's not
man,
gone.
Rich.
Let's talk about our friends at Panini America, the official trading card and NFT partner of our pal Dan Patrick. Panini brings the premier collecting experience with the most coveted cards across the NFL, WNBA, college, NASCAR, and more.
With the NFL playoff picture getting wild, you can hunt for top rookies and breakout stars like Ted McMillan. I feel like Adam Sandler. Oh, Ted McMillan.
Ted McMillan's name sounds like a name that
yes.
from Can't Hardly Wait. The old college, the old high school star, Ted McMillan.
Oh, Ted McMillan. Along with the game's biggest names and legends on the award-winning Panini Direct app.
If you're looking for a gift anytime, the Panini Direct app is a great place to grab gifts for collectors of any age. I got little kids that love collecting cards, so this is fantastic. Delivered straight from Panini. Panini is also dominating NIL collectibles, showcasing top college names like Julian Sayin, Arch Manning, and headliners like last year's first overall WNBA pick, Paige Beckers, and MVP Asia Wilson.
If you're into digital collectibles, check out Panini's NFT platform at nft.paniniamerica.net, where record-breaking sales continue every month and new auctions close daily. Lock in live moments with Panini Instant Cards made within minutes of iconic plays.
Visit PaniniAmerica.net or download the Panini Direct app. Panini America, the official trading card and NFT partner of The Dan Patrick Show. something that I feel like I've always sort of felt a little bit, but after seeing his behavior over the last week.
Oh, boy. Here it comes.
Justin Herbert's just a big weenie.
Wow.
Justin Herbert, not a fan.
And Rich knows weenies.
Justin Herbert, I mean, he can make it right. I mean, my opinion, it can be easily changed. But I don't know. I just feel like he's done a few things where I'm like, you know what? The only thing cool about this dude is that he's hooking up at Madison Beer.
There's been 2 incidents in the past week where you scratch your noggin and say, hey, is Herbert sort of a, what'd you call him, a weenie?
Yeah.
Is he sort of a weenie? Is he a weenus? Is he the lead singer of Weenus? Or did we just catch him at a bad moment? Is he the type of guy that turns it on when the cameras are on, but off camera, he's really a weenie?
No, because on camera, he's a weenus.
You got to realize that we don't have any idea, not even close to any idea of what they deal with as far as fandom and kids and people wanting their attention and autographs. But they're no better than anyone else.
Don't give me that BS.
But that is true, dude. You don't know what it's like.
Do you know how to behave in public?
I do, but guess what I don't have? People bothering me all day long, every day, every time I step out in public. The Chargers win, and they kick it down to the field, and Laura Rutledge is trying to get his attention. Like, hey, we're going to you for an interview. And he's like, I'm just trying to celebrate with my team. And I totally understand that, and I get that. But as a quarterback in the league, you also have to understand that when someone of the major networks wants to interview you, you're the go-to guy. You're the quarterback. You're the spokesman for this moment. You're on television, and they caught him in a really weird, like, big-time moment. That's moment number 1.
Bro, the fans and the billion-dollar deals these networks have to air the games and perpetuate you as a star player. And I saw people fighting over this the other day, back and forth. I go, he doesn't owe anyone anything. Stupid-ass interview. What is he going to say? But
I mean, it's part of the deal,
his
right?
apathy, I just feel like in these moments, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, I'm so adamant and strong-minded on this opinion.
You're adamant.
Little
Goody Two Shoes.
Goody Two Shoes? Great song. I'm so adamant that all it takes is for an athlete to be a little endearing to the fans and reporters, and I feel like people notice. All he has to do is smile. I even notice when athletes address the reporter by name, he's like, hey, Laura, if he we'll call the right first name. And then at the end, he's like, if he was like, hey, Charger fan, thanks for coming out. That's what the Mets will miss with Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso would, at the end of all his little post games, would always, hey, fans, thanks for coming out. Let's effing go Mets. Thank you, guys.
Just yesterday, another clip went viral, and I sort of saw it everywhere. And I think it's gone viral because it sort of continues that narrative of what we saw on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and I wondered, and I told you guys this last night when we were talking about this clip, I wondered if it was people piling on because of what happened after Monday night's game.
Obviously, very clear footage of Justin Herbert sort of big time in a kid who wanted him to sign something.
By the way, such a cute little kid, and I felt so bad for his face.
Yeah, and the dad's like, he'll take his hat off because he's wearing the opposing team's hat. He's wearing an Eagles
hat and
he wanted a picture.
He wanted to wave. I'm sure he wanted a picture, but even if he waved at Justin Herbert, let's put it in perspective, man. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and there's so many things I agree with. You don't have to be a fan of the Chargers to, as a kid especially, to want to get his attention and have the thrill. A little wave from Justin Herbert would have made that kid's, I don't want to say his life, but it would have made his whole year that Justin Herbert acknowledged him, even though he's an Eagles fan.
Well, let me give you an example of this. You guys know me now. We've done this show. You and I have been friends.
I want to thank the Dan Patrick Nation, the Danettes, everybody listening, Ramsey back at the studio, Danny G, everybody for hanging out with us. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. I'm out here in Idaho for the big potato drop coming this New Year's.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll be home before that.
You're in charge of sour cream, right? You just squirt everyone with sour cream.
He's got bacon bits in his pocket.
I do. Thank you, Danny. That sounds safer. After the show, the DP podcast, and on our stream, it goes up. So if you miss any of today's show or the past few shows we've been filling in for. Just search Covino and Rich wherever you get your podcast, Covino, Covino and Rich. And be sure to follow, rate, and review. 5 stars, because anything less is uncivilized. Or just watch what you hear. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. You can join the live chat. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube.
Chat's popping. And by the way, like you said, get involved. It's free. Watch what you hear. YouTube.com/@Covino and Rich. I saw a funny meme, Covino. It was just a swipe of like 10 different memes.
I heard you laughing out loud. Rich is like the guy on the plane that laughs out loud, just hoping that everyone notices him having a blast, having a grand old time.
This is funny.
What's going on there? Oh, nothing.
Well, it's just we forget how quickly a season of sports or a year moves along. Like I saw someone recap all the big stories and headlines from 2025, and some of these things I totally forgot happened just because it seems like a long time ago, but it's been this year. But it was NFL moments like, I'll never forget. It's like, I'll never forget week 1 through 5 Baker Mayfield. I'll never forget, first half of the year Jonathan Taylor, and it's just all like all the highs and lows of an NFL season. Like I'll never forget weeks 5 and 6 Kendrick Bourne. I'll never forget Trey McBride at one point of the season. Like there were moments in the season that feel like a different season because narratives change week to week to week, and we've talked about this.
I think we were saying Daniel Jones MVP at one point, and we were definitely saying Mayfield MVP at one point, and now they lost 4 in a row. It's like their season fell apart too. So yeah, it's a short but long season. Man, anything could happen.
No diggity, no doubt. Now, let's go to a couple phone calls about the NFL as we head to the playoffs. And I know you and I had thoughts on resting players. And, like, this has been a conversation every year, and it always comes up, like, the pros and cons, and is it right? Is it fair?
It a boss move or a buns move?
Yeah, so let's say hi to Kevin in Ohio. What's up, Kev?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're good, man. What's up?
Well, first off, you can't leave the 5 o'clock time slot. I need you on the way home.
Okay, perfect. We're here.
I'm able to hear you right now. 2 quick things. One, from yesterday, didn't you hear from Brady Bunch, never play ball in the house? And second, this NFL playoff doesn't have a villain. Like, there's not really anybody aside from personal hatred. Like, I'm a Lions fan, so if the stadium crumbles on the Bears or the Packers, I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, there's not really a villain. There's not.
You know why?
Like
there's no villain because there's no one that hateable, and everyone seems or appears to be vulnerable. And that's really it.
Yeah, I guess the closest thing to a villain is, Eagles and Philadelphia fans, maybe aren't other people don't love them so much. So I don't think anyone's like, man, I would love to see an Eagles repeat. Besides that, I feel like every other team, like, even as a Niners fan, I know they have a legacy, but they haven't won since Steve Young in the 90s. So every story for every team feels like there's a cool storyline. Like, Sam Darnold with the Seahawks gets over the hump. Josh Allen finally wins one. The Patriots bounce back with Drake May after a dynasty. Like, every team has a storyline that wouldn't really bum you out. Aaron Rodgers wins one with the Steelers. I mean, unlikely, but again, every storyline. You're right. There is no villain. That's a great point, Kev. Let's go to Mitch in Jersey. Hey, Mitch.
Happy holidays, guys. Thanks for the call.
No problem, man. What's up?
Do a double. Hey, these NFL games is perfect. Don't add any more teams. I like the first weekend, and championship is awesome. Better than the Super Bowl usually. I was kind of hoping it'd be 49ers and Bills, only because I like the Bosa brothers. So I'm kind of pulling for the 49ers. And I wish they go back to most of these college football games being on the 31st and the 30th. Why is USC playing so late, 9 o'clock tonight? They were top 16, almost made the playoffs. 12 is a good number. And 9 o'clock, it's ridiculous. The sun rises in the east. Come on.
I know. I think while the Super Bowl is fun, would you agree that divisional weekend might be the best weekend of football, right?
Yeah.
I mean, divisional weekend is where it's at. Even wild card now with that Monday night edition. So, listen, we're entering like the most fun time of the year as far as sports watching. So, we'll talk more NFL playoffs, Week 18, all that good stuff. Next, filling in for the great Dan Patrick, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Hang tight.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Falcons. Rams now 6 in the NFC playoffs. Head coach Sean McVay on the loss.
But we weren't good enough. I do like the fight of this group, the way that we handled ourselves in the second half. And we had our chances to be able to close that game out. And here we are again in a disappointing situation. But this is a humbling league, and we got humbled tonight.
Rams will not rest their starters when they close out the regular season Sunday against the Cardinals. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson's status for Sunday's regular season finale against the Steelers has yet to be determined. Jackson did not play in the win over the Packers due to a back injury. NBA Nuggets star Nikola Jokic will have an MRI later today after injuring his knee. The Nuggets lost to the Heat in Miami. Suns knocked off the Wizards for their 5th win in the last 6 games. On the ice, the Sabres, with a 2-goal third period, skate past the Blues for their 9th straight win. That's sports. I'm Ron.
Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
We are the most unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
All right. Hey, sit down, everyone.
Hey.
Relax. Hey.
That's us. Relax.
CNR.
I've been doing a lot of relaxing during the gooch of the holidays.
Oh, yes, the old taint. You know what I watched last night? By the way, that's Covino. I'm Rich, in for the great Dan Patrick. And by the way, you can watch everything you see. Just makes it more fun. And if you're sitting at home on your ass, with a couple days off, throw us on youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. It'll be your after holiday re-gift to us.
Read
give us a
the
little
copy,
follow-up.
Rich. The copy says, "See our enormous noggins" as we simulcast right now on the YouTube channel.
Head,
Covino
move.
and Rich FSR. Covino and Rich FSR, and the chat is popping.
All right, how about
so you
this?
can chime in.
How about this?
Yeah.
You said enormous head, Danny G, in the copy?
Noggins.
I love
Cotton-headed ninny
Danny
nuggets.
G thinks we're Ron Burgundy. He always throws things in like that. Enormous heads. How about this? You want a Covino and Rich Nerf Turbo Football? If you know the movie I just quoted, first person through at 877-99 on Fox wins a Covino and Rich Nerf Turbo Football. I'm feeling generous. The quote again, you said enormous head. I said, head, move. That's all I'm giving you. What movie? I feel like you don't know, Covino.
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Big Mike, who runs this place, I think he knows. Yes. All right, so I want to bring up one thing.
I don't like the movie. I think it's a little overrated. I like the actor that says it.
All right, well, before we get to Josh Allen's meet, which I know you've been waiting for, what does that mean? I do want to point out the crazy nature of the week-to-week hot takes in football that we all fall victim to. I was just talking to Big Mike, who runs this place.
Who?
And we were joking about how rewind 2 months. You, me, everyone, DP, Colin, the Odd Couple, all, on ESPN, Stephen A. Everyone was saying that it's a possibility of a Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones Super Bowl. That was at one point a storyline. So just to show you how long an NFL season is and how much could change so quickly.
That's why you got to say as of right now.
Yeah, because there was a
people
point.
will take those sound bites and make fun of you.
Yeah, there was a point where idiots were saying, like, man, should the Niners consider Mac Jones instead of Brock Purdy? And then you see Brock Purdy the other night.
In all fairness, we didn't have the second half of the season to discuss. That's all you had. So at that moment. But, yeah, it's a matter of how quickly things change. And the tale of two seasons, especially for the Colts.
And just
especially
the unpredictability of every season going into it, even. Like, we have that sheet in the studio where all the producers, all the behind-the-scenes people, everyone, and the hosts fill out a who's going to make the Super Bowl. Who's representing the AFC and NFC. You look down that list that's laminated in the Fox Sports Radio building. Do you know how many Lions and Ravens I see? Half of the picks are the Lions or the Ravens representing the NFC or AFC. And, there's a very good chance both those teams don't even make the postseason. So, yeah, a lot could happen in one season to the next.
Yeah, it's been fun to see. It's been
Absolutely,
fun to watch.
man.
It's been fun to be wrong, I guess. But, yeah, nobody has it right. No one could have foreseen this season to be what it is. And we're head. All right, we'll take your calls. 877-99 on Fox. We will talk Josh Allen's meet. Real quick, we were talking collectibles. We talked Panini America, Rich. Everybody's doing different things during the ain't quite of the holidays, the taint of the holidays, ain't quite Christmas, ain't quite New Year's yet. Hey, Rich, get this. Before we get back into football, get this. I'm at my girlfriend's place in Idaho, right? And their grandma left like all these old coins and all these old $2 bills and rare dollars and silver certificates and things like that, right? Grandmas collect those things. You know what to do with them? Did you know you could just take pictures, like group pictures of it on AI, on ChatGPT, and it'll scan it and tell you if it's worth anything? And I'm wondering, like, can you do that with collectibles and sports collectibles? Like, if you have a 1958 Hank Aaron and it's all bent up, are you able to put it through AI and be like, hey, AI, ChatGPT, is this worth anything?
Dude, bro, I want to talk about AI and I say, let's just get this winter out the way. Let's say hi to Colton in Utah. He thinks
is Colton in a rush? He couldn't wait 2 seconds?
Because I want to get this out of the way because I have thoughts on collectibles and AI and all that. So
and plus it was a non-sanctioned game that Rich did.
I was this is not approved by the WBC, WBA, or anyone. Colton in Utah. Head, move. What movie?
Like an orange on a toothpick. So I married an axe murderer.
Bro.
There you go.
So I married an axe murderer.
Congrats.
Harriet, sweet Harriet.
'Tis the season to give, and let it be known, I'm a big Mike Myers guy. I think he's funny. That movie is cheeks. It is buns.
You don't like that
movie's
movie?
not good. No. It's not that good.
Man, it's-
Maybe when it came out and you were all in that Mike Myers zone, but if you watch it now, it's not that good. It's not one of his best.
Is that one of those you show like your kids and they're like, Dad, this sucks?
Yeah, but that moment is funny. Yeah,
Head!
that moment. Yeah,
Move!
That's a really funny moment for sure.
All right, thank you guys for calling.
Congratulations.
All right, so I'm fascinated. You said you're taking pictures of collectibles and AI will tell you
yes.
what
so,
it's worth?
My girlfriend Jordan, her sister, they have a ton of like grandma's collectibles, grandma's coins, grandma's, again, dollars that she kept, silver certificates, all this stuff. And last night while I'm watching the game, this is what they're doing. And they're sort of getting mad at me because I'm not helping and participating. I'm like, I got the game. The game's on. The game's a great excuse to sort of just like zone out and do your own thing.
You're also the type of guy.
It's the game.
I've also heard you like overemphasize like, yeah, but it's like for work.
Yeah. Puka Nakua, did you see that catch? I know.
It's my job.
The game. Yeah, right. So
how many times do you think Covino was unhelpful and he said the following phrase? But babe, I'm in for Dan Patrick in the morning. I gotta
absolutely, yeah. And like then they're fighting about me. Like he's got to be prepared for tomorrow, right? Because everyone knows I'm not helping, right? And I'm not part of it. But what they're doing is, and I never really thought of this, but this is how young minds work. It seems obvious. You just lay out all the dollar bills, right? All the coins or whatever. And then they're taking like group snapshots, throwing it through ChatGPT. And it's like, hold on, I'm scanning them. It's scanning them, checking the serial numbers, and making sure there's no serious value in all these things. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know. I never thought of that. And then it dawned on me that we have a lot of like goofy other collectibles and sports collectibles. Can you just run that through ChatGPT and it can tell you like what it's valued at, or if it has some sort of value, or if it's worth keeping? Why wouldn't it? If it's able to pull this information from all sorts of information online, then why wouldn't it be able to do that?
I'm fascinated by even what we're seeing now with AI and any type of artificial intelligence and any type of what you just said with coins.
Like, Rich, you have an autographed Tom Seaver jersey, right?
Yeah.
You don't know the value of that. The real value of that, take a picture, and he'll probably ask you, is it autographed by Tom Seaver? And you're like, yeah. Can we verify? I mean, it should be able to verify if that's legitimate. So you take a picture of it. It'll, based on my guess, I'm not saying this is legit, it could give you an estimated value of that item.
I think AI is scary and amazing. Like, you could be looking to do work like, hey, I want to put a fence in my house, in my backyard. I want to put up a new fence. Here's the zip code I live in, and here's the square footage. Well, if you live in this area, most fences will cost blank to blank. I'm fascinated. You can walk around your neighborhood, what you'd scan with the coins, you can walk around your neighborhood and be like, yo, that's a cool little tree they got, or that's a nice flower. What's that? Your phone does that already. Like, you take a picture, and it'll show you what type of flower it is.
Yeah, but how many of Grandpappy's coins do you have lying around because you think there's some sort of value to it?
Worth nothing.
And
I learned that from your dudes on the collectible shows. All these things are, Chumley's going to give you $1.
So that unless there's sentimental value, you might as well just throw it into the bank, get rid of it, make some space. Keep a few in Grandpa's memory or whatever. But a lot of these aren't worth what you think they might be worth unless they're silver or something like that. But anyway,
my grandparents insisted, like, they used to buy me Hesh trucks around the holidays.
Hess truck's back and it's bigger than ever.
Hess truck is here. The Hess, the gas station. We used to give out this, and they used to talk on the East Coast about how Hess trucks. Oh man, they're worth a lot.
The old ones.
I remember my grandparents and parents would buy me a Hess truck every Christmas, and
They were cool though. They would have the lamp.
yeah, I mean, but what were they, like $10 or $20 at the time? But
Probably.
I look back and I'm like, my parents made me feel like that was gonna be, you're gonna pay for college with your Hess trucks. I feel like they're worth
run it through ChatGPT. You might be sitting on a gold mine, and that's really the thought, right? Everyone thinks they're sitting on a gold mine. ChatGPT will answer it for you tonight. When you have all this downtime during the grundle of the holidays, just run some of these things through ChatGPT, and you'll see.
Hey, how'd you pay off your mortgage? Oh, my 1987 Hess truck.
These Hess trucks
Get
really
outta
came
here.
through.
Danny G,
Yeah.
did they have these out here? Any like stupid collectibles or no? You don't, the Hess trucks? Do you know what that is? Or
No, I don't know what that is.
Gas stations are regional, Rich.
Yeah.
The ones we grew up with aren't everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? We discovered that recently. Not everyone grew up with Exxon or Gulf or Shell. And I mean, some of them are more well known, but I brought up Getty recently. People are like, never heard of it. I was like, what? How about a Sunoco? You got a Sunoco around here? Some of them are dated,
Exactly.
but they're all different regionally. But again, the point is, if you just joined me, my girlfriend's family, they were laying out like a bunch at a time, bro, like, 50 bills at a time. And it would scan the serial numbers to see if these are worth anything or they're just face value.
Well, the
if they're
key to
just
all
regular, if they're just regular $2 bills, unless you're going for some sort of massive collection, you might as well cash them in because they're not really worth anything.
And unfortunately, for all the collectibles out there in the world of sports and coins and different things, and Danny, you know this well because it's a good hobby of yours, unless something is graded and authenticated, it's worthless.
That's the thing,
Like
man.
if
It costs money.
Like you could say it costs money to authenticate them. Like Covino, you could tell me right now, yo, bro, I got an Ozzie Smith when he was a rookie on the Padres. Remember, he had a rookie card, and him and another dude, was it Gary Templeton or someone probably on it?
Mm-hmm.
You could have all these cards. I have a Mattingly rookie I have a Bonds. It's all worthless unless you have it graded.
But AI will tell you in good condition it's worth this, and I'm sure it'll say if graded or verified it's worth that. That's the crazy part of the technology.
Like
man.
my
I
kid,
thought to use it that way, and I'm not saying it's a guarantee that it works for sports memorabilia.
dude, randomly-
but if it's working for serial numbers on rare coins and dollar bills, I would imagine it does.
I just think people overvalue those things. Like my kid's got a ton of Pokemon cards. He loves collecting baseball cards and Pokemon cards. He's 5. He knows he knows more. He can name as many baseball players as he can Pokemon.
He would take a Charizard over a Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. But my kid, I'll look up some of these cards with sparkle. They're like sparkly looking Pokemon cards. I'm like, let me look it up. I'm like, damn, $70 for that? But I'm like, he's got his little jelly fingerprints on it. It's worth nothing. Like, so,
Exactly.
when you see your kids or your, I found my uncle's baseball cards. Yeah, you might have a Mickey Mantle. But if it's got a little bend in it or something and it's not graded, it's really not worth anything, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Well,
I have
hey.
a Pete Rose rookie in my collection, but one of the corners is bent.
A little, and that little bend, Dan, what $20 maybe? It loses all its value.
Not all of it. I mean, you
But,
still can get it graded, and you see 3 and 4s out there where they're still worth money if it's a rare card. It's just how many were out there on the market. That's how we all got duped with the famous rookie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Throw it
from
through.
Seattle.
Hey, there's some weak-ass cards lying around the studio. Obviously, no cards of value. Throw them in ChatGPT and see what it says. Tell Spotty to do it. Spot's good at it. So anyway, it worked. Just giving you something to do to kill time during the taint of the holidays. Saw that last night while watching the game. That's what my girlfriend's family was busy doing last night while I was watching Puka Nacua make an amazing catch that was turned over.
Well, by the way, our video producer Spotty is now looking through all the baseball cards in the studio.
Yeah, I don't know if that works, but I imagine that it does.
Oh, this one's got to be worth something. It's my Todd Van Poppel 1989.
Hey, maybe it's a rare one. You
It's
never knew.
my Greg Jeffries future star. I guarantee this is worth $2.
Dude, I wonder if burglars are going to go around people's houses, scanning things for value. Like
my Yankee Brian.
What's this vase worth?
Who is that Yankee that hurt himself in a bar fight? It was supposed to be the most valuable
Taylor?
card. Brian Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one, an upper deck. I got a stadium club, Brian Taylor. All right, so I had a question. I got a question for you.
Hey, I wonder if you could put this through your Meta glasses just so you could see things of value. So does it register if you're looking through your glasses, does that have value? So you know what to steal. I mean, so you know what you have.
Listen to you, future boy. Covino wants to walk around like he's in some Black Mirror episode where he has glasses on that tells him the value of everything around him.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. But again, I think a lot of us have coins or an old gun your grandpappy left behind, or my dad has a Civil War sword that he gave me. I'm like, I don't know what it's valued at. If it's able to see this currency and tell you what the real value is, why wouldn't it be able to look at your sports collectibles and tell you what the estimated value is, if graded and everything else?
Yeah.
But, Rich, 'tis the season to give.
I was going to say, it is the season to give, and I was thinking about this because every quarterback in the NFL is probably being judged by his offensive line, because every quarterback in their mind has what they think is the perfect gift for the men that protect them 18 weeks of a season.
Well, I think that's also the moral of the story here. You got to take care of people that take care of you. I think that is just true in life. It really is. If people help you throughout the year and they make your life easier, you got to give back a little bit.
Yeah,
that's just how it works.
It's a time of year where you tip your barber.
Yep.
You the pool guy, the babysitter, the landscaper, whoever is in your life. If you live in a doorman building in a city, if you rent an apartment and you got to tip the door guy. There's different people around the holidays that you throw a little something to. And it's a tradition in the NFL for quarterbacks to treat their O-line. I mean, these are the men that keep their ass safe.
Before we talk about Josh Allen's gesture, the famous story in the past year or so was Dak Prescott. He bought his O-line and a lot of the coaches, they're like pre-Nouveau scans. I don't know if that was the actual brand of scan that he did, but it was a type of pre-Nouveau scan that basically tells you what you're susceptible to, or if there's any sort of cancer in your body. It scans your entire body. He saved the lives of one of his coaches. I don't know if you heard that story, but the coach said straight up, I would be dead if it wasn't for his gesture, his kindness here, because I would have never gotten checked because I felt fine. But it caught it early enough where, he was able to treat it and take care of it. So,
all right, now I feel dumb because I was going to bring up Joe Burrow's samurai swords.
Hey, like I said, some are more meaningful and thoughtful than others, but it's the
hold
thought
on.
that counts.
No, this is even cooler. So Joe Burrow is a fun, quirky guy at times, right? Like, who doesn't love Joe Burrow? Like,
he's big into fossils. And
No, I was going to say, so he went 1 year with unique, legitimate, samurai swords.
It's kind of cool.
Now, he followed this up with even an older thing than a samurai sword. You said it. He gave each offensive lineman, a legit, dinosaur fossil.
This guy's cool, too.
So if you've been a lineman protecting Joe Burrow for a couple years, in your man cave, you have a legit samurai sword from a samurai, and you have a dinosaur fossil.
I would scan it on ChatGPT to see the value and validity, but yeah.
But if you are if you play for Brock Purdy, he's got a partnership with Toyota, you probably have some new car. If you're Aaron Rodgers' line, you get some $20,000-$30,000. What would you even call it? A UTV? It's it's in between a car and an ATV. You ever see those? It's you could drive it on the road, but not. Have you seen what Aaron Rodgers gave his linemen?
Yes.
Those look dope. But Josh Allen, this is wild because some are saying this is the best gift of all. If you haven't heard what Josh Allen got his linemen, hang tight. We're going to let you know next. And then I got to ask you, which of these gifts would you genuinely be like, dude, I want that? Because there are times where I guarantee someone's like, yeah, great. Thanks, Joe Burrow. A samurai sword. I guarantee there's one guy that's like, samurai sword? How about a new car? So I wonder what you've put the value on, because there's people saying what Josh Allen gave his lineman is actually really legit. Because you got to wonder, too, Covino, when it comes to gift giving, sometimes it's not about the value. It's about, will I use this?
Right, the usefulness.
Like you could, like you would say, a Cy Young Award winner a lot of times gives his catcher a Rolex, So, but if you're not a watch guy, it's like, thanks. Your thoughts, we'll get to your feedback next. Covino and Rich right here on Fox Sports Radio. Signed to the Bills practice squad, correct?
Michael Badgley, yeah.
Yes. Could be activated because Matt Prater was injured. So they've had some injuries at the kicking spot this year. So Badgley donning number 32, according to the Bills release.
Number 32 on the Bills.
Interessante.
Who's number 32 on the Bills? Danny G, a guy that we saw before he passed away on a Southwest flight.
With a huge head.
Giant noggin.
What's up, Juice? O.J. Simpson. Would you wear O.J. Simpson's uniform number if you were on the Buffalo Bills? Number 32? Is there some type of bad karma or bad feelings
It
there?
was not worn by anyone from 1977, OJ's last year, until 2019. Only 2 players have worn it since, so 1 player in 2019, 1 player in 2024. Not extensive use. Just assigned to players, but now Badgley could be bringing it out.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd imagine
what are the karma rules here?
Before the alleged crime, well, he was sort of convicted of some stuff. But before OJ did all the doing, it was probably held because of retirement number purposes, and he was a legend. And then alleged murders happen. And then that sort of gets taken off the shelf. Now time has passed where some young kids probably like, number 32.
So, the Cowboys don't retire numbers, but number 88 is a cherished number if you're a wide receiver with the Cowboys. So that's one of the ways that they can do it. Hey, if you're that next wide receiver, Michael Irvin, Des Bryant, now CeeDee Lamb.
Syracuse does that with 44.
Yeah.
Jim Brown.
Sure.
I think if you're a Bills player, you skip that number, just like elevators skip the number 13. Like,
I agree.
Skip 32.
Like how In-N-Out is skipping 6, order number 6, 7.
I'm sure they gave him a bunch of different options, and I think Badgley's probably wanted to be like, give me 32. Yeah. But that to me is messing with karma.
Yeah, there's certain things you avoid.
But it's not the same way. It's not the same way. Like you said, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Irvin, like 88's a legendary number in Dallas. What is it? 32 of you have murdering tendencies? Like that's not.
It's a tainted number. That's why I think you stay away from it. What are the karma rules here? It's like, would you buy a home if someone was murdered there? Because it's a great deal. And you're like, but when you feel weird about that?
I even feel weird about
I think that happens all the time.
I mean, it does happen all the time. But
rest in peace, Rob Reiner. That house is going to be sold to some other rich person that's going to have to accept the fact that Rob Reiner's, him and his wife were murdered there.
Look, I feel weird when people die in a house and I don't know about it.
Yeah. Do you know Covino's neighbor said to him? Get this.
Dude, I was in the elevator with some bobo, some bonehead, and he goes, "Hey, what's going on, neighbor?" I'm like, "Hey," and he goes, "Yeah, I used to be pretty friendly with the guy that lived at your place a few years back." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Is he a good guy?" He's like, "Yeah, sort of tragic how he died on the patio." I was like, "Dude, you had to tell me that."
They didn't tell you that when you bought it?
No.
Don't they have to disclose that?
Now every time I see my dog barking out into the nothing. I'm like, "What are you barking at?"
I thought there was a law or a rule that if someone dies in the dwelling and you sell it, you have to disclose that.
I thought that too, and I think that is a rule. I did not know, or law or whatever.
Yeah.
I did not.
You didn't ask.
I didn't know this information. It wasn't disclosed. It wasn't like a tragedy.
The patio is the gray area.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, maybe. Right? And the guy saw
outside.
my reaction. He actually came to apologize to me later on. I was like, "Yeah, really sorry." I'm like, "Why would you even tell me that?" Like, this is small talk, elevator talk, and you had to tell me that?
Now you need an hour to break this down.
Yeah, I'm like, geez, that's information I wish I didn't know.
You're talking about death and murder?
But again, that was just a death to my knowledge. murder.
I would feel morally,
foreclosure.
I was going to say I would feel morally weird. I see people
morally weird.
I would feel people karma-wise. People buy houses and cars and stuff that are repoed or foreclosed on. I almost feel like that's sort of like. I don't know. Like
you're capitalizing off of someone's misfortune.
Like someone's
right?
dream and misfortune went away, so I'm going to scoop up their house. Like I even think that feels a little weird to me.
So would you wear the 32 because it's available? That's synonymous with OJ and the Bills.
Hey, welcome back. Good day. I said good day. From your boys, Covino and Rich, your boys you never asked for.
What's
up,
up,
we're happy
man?
to be here.
Hey, pumped.
Happy almost New Year. Happy New Year's Eve. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. I'm live from Idaho. Shout out to 99.9. Shout out to all the affiliates that are hanging out with us. I'd love to hang out with you every day.
Hey, we're
normally on 5 to 7.
In the afternoon. Add us.
Yep.
Add us to your station, damn it. We're going to get to a lot of NFL, and we were talking about quarterbacks in the NFL, and do you think there's a pressure to be a quarterback that gives a good gift to your lineman, or do you think they're tighter on a different level that they're not judging someone based on that?
I don't think there's that much pressure. I mean, there's a little more than there used to be because it becomes a public thing.
Dare I say,
you don't want to be judged for your gesture, but you don't know what they're into. They may all bond over swords and sabers and things like that.
I think you know what it reminds me of, like rich people. They don't really need anything. So to me, as much as like I think it's fun to see these little videos or TikTok or Instagram clips of, oh, look at whatever this quarterback gave his teammates. In my mind, I'm like, oh, rich guy giving another rich guy thing. And I don't want to sound jealous, but we're talking about quarterbacks that make $50, $60 million a year, gifting guys that make $5 to $10 million a year. Like these guys are all doing just fine. So I'm not even sure if these gifts mean much, or is it just the gesture?
I mean, it's also the gesture coming from a quarterback or maybe Hall of Fame potential quarterback. It's also who it's from that matters, the thought that counts. All these things matter. Like, I don't know, how about 4 brand new tires? I take them.
But you know what?
For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, and backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
That's a good one, bud.
Hey, Rich, for all we know, Joe Burrow and his linemen bond over dinosaurs and things like that, because that's what Joe's into. So when they're not talking plays in football, he's talking about things like that.
Can I tell you?
It means something.
There's something to be said about what do you get a wealthy person, right? Like, I think while people might laugh at Joe Burrow getting fossils and samurai swords, that's something that you really can't, like a watch, a nice watch.
A fossil watch?
You could go buy like a random watch. I just feel like there was a little more thought put into it. Like, I know it might sound weird, but it's something you wouldn't have got on your own, but because Joe Burrow got it for you, now you have like a cool piece.
Yeah, and it's a conversation piece not only in itself, but who got it for you.
Forever on your
it means something from Joe Burrow.
In your man cave or your beautiful lineman home, you'll forever have like a sword on display, and people will be like, "What's that?" Joe Burrow got me that Christmas 2025. Like it's a thing. But I looked up what some quarterbacks got their teammates, and Danny G, can you try to look up the origin of this? Big Mike, who runs this place, is like, don't you remember when Dan Marino gave his linemen all isotoners and they made a commercial? I'm like,
yes, I remember that.
I was like, I was a kid, but I remember. I
do remember.
I remember
that,
Dan Marino and his isotoners. But was that the first time a quarterback's like, I have an endorsement here, lineman? I'm going to give you. Was that it?
That's the first time I remember ever seeing something. Like that.
I remember that, and because I remember he was also in the ads for it, and. You unlocked the memory, Rich. Mom would come home. Like, if your mom worked at an office, my mom always worked at Prudential or some sort of office, and she was the office. People would give her – she'd come home with the gifts from the office, and there would always be some dude probably trying to schmooze up to her who would give her isotoners. Like, she'd always come home with isotoners.
Yeah. Dan Marino loves them.
Yeah, isotoners.
But is Dan Marino giving his lineman gloves the first example of a quarterback gifting – the people that protect him?
OJ wore isotoners.
OJ gave people a set of Cutco knives. That was weird. He wasn't a quarterback, though. I apologize. Let's see. Caleb Williams gave.
Yeah.
Correct me if I don't. Is it Dan Marino?
It says Marino's commercials were likely the first widely seen instance of a QB publicly giving a O-line gifts.
You guys doubted Big Mike, who runs this place? He runs this place for a reason.
You and I agreed instantly. Rich over there is the Gen Zer.
Yeah, Rich. I remember Dan Marino, the isotoner guy, for sure. Because they were like form-fitting, like slender-fitting gloves. So he needed to be able to grip that football.
Protect the hands that protect you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of Dumb and Dumber. Old people, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can serve a purpose. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. I don't know this brand, Covino. You know more luxury brands than I do. Are you familiar with Bottega?
I know the brand, yeah.
But apparently, like women's handbags and men's accessories, Caleb Williams gave his lineman like some sweet Bottega, bag type of gift pack with a Don Julio package. Jacoby Brissett, who wasn't even your full-time starter in Arizona, he bought cologne and suitcases for his linemen.
That's dope.
Mahomes did a variety pack of AI glasses, $50,000 watches, and also suitcases, and a golf setup, like an indoor driving range. You know how you could like those screens and everything?
Oh, we'll ask him about it later when he does some trivia here.
And apparently linemen must love golf carts because a few quarterbacks, including Jared Goff, went the route of like souped up smart golf cart. And as you saw Aaron Rodgers, similar, but more of a like some type of car ATV crossover. So it started with Dan Marino and isotoners, and here we are, quarterbacks spending some tax write-off money every year.
So is there more pressure?
Linemen.
Yes, because it becomes something that people like us criticize. It becomes something people write about. And the reason we bring it up is, well, it's that time of year, and Josh Allen's gift is in the news. We already hinted at it.
Oh.
We said Josh Allen's meat.
Yeah, and you know what? And by the way, one more. Brock Purdy gave personalized Rolexes to his linemen. Like each one was different and personalized. So a little personal touch is nice. But Josh Allen gave what some are calling the most functional, the most useful gift of all these. I mean, what are you really going to do with a samurai sword or a golf cart? It's like a Peloton back in the day. You used it for a little bit, then it became a coat rack.
You display it in your DP man cave.
So Josh Allen gave each one of his linemen a quarter of a cow. And his linemen are saying, like, yo, completely useful. We're talking like Danny G, like Wagyu beef and chunks of, like, we're
top choice meats.
Like a Covino.
I got it here. It was Wagyu, filet, chuck eye, skirt steak, ground beef, and more.
And you would think his linemen are like, really, I would have preferred a car.
He also received a steak searer.
And guess what, Cove? When you think about these big-ass linemen, what do you think they're doing all day? They're beefing up in protein. These guys, a quarter premium meat, and
not just that, he also gave each lineman an infrared grill to grill all these meats on.
So the
that's
grill
super dope.
and the meats, and there was a video of one of his linemen. Hold on, let me get the name.
Alicia Monet is the wife of Alec Anderson. He looks like Arn Anderson. I wonder if there's a relation there.
No, they said Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld gifted all the linemen a quarter of a cow, and
I have her right here talking about it.
Oh, let's hear about it. Yeah, let's hear it.
He got everybody how much? A half?
A quarter cow.
A quarter of a cow. This has an insane amount of different cuts of meat. Like we have like Wagyu in here, some filet, chuck roast, skirt steaks, I think like ground beef. Yeah, literally 35. Like it's so dope. We are so grateful to Haley and Josh. They are the sweetest people ever, and this is such a good functional gift.
You got Alec Anderson, offensive lineman there, shirtless in his slippers, and but that's a lot of meat, dude. A lot of meat. So that's Josh Allen's meat gifted to his offensive lineman. And you're right, Rich. It's practical but useful. It's they're gonna take advantage of it. It's not something silly. They're going to use it.
I have a question.
In fact, dude, I love these gifts. It's no endorsement at all, but my girlfriend's dad got us all these Omaha steaks. I'm like, hell yeah.
Honestly, we used to do
those bad boys.
We've done commercials for a lot of these cooking companies, from the the daily food service, meal prep, and
they're fantastic. Shout out to Lynn, man. He's like, and I got some Omaha steaks coming your way. And I was like, oof, I give him a high five.
I'm down with anytime someone delivers food. Like our buddy Wes in Vegas, him and his beautiful wife Bree occasionally would send us like, oh, what is this package in dry ice? And it's like, you send someone meats. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, no thanks. Like, that's a great gift.
No, it is a great gift, and it's different. Like you said, they could use it. They're linemen. They live off that. They need protein. It's probably super high quality cuts. So, yeah, it's awesome. No one's gonna complain about that. It's not like unique. Here's the only thing about it that I could find a criticism on. Like, it's not something you can look back and keep and say, oh man, Josh Allen, future Hall of Famer, gave me this.
You'd still have the grill though.
Yeah, that's true. You can have the grill, but
I have a question for all you guys, because I heard someone around here chirping, and I won't call anyone out, or will I? Around the holidays, there was a joke that one of the hosts here at Fox Sports Radio would always, around the holidays, gift his crew all the free stuff he got during the year that he didn't want.
No, that's
like from his personal prize closet.
Like, let's just say one of the hosts, like along the way, got like a free bottle of Tito's at an event, and then he got a free sweatshirt from this company. He'd be like, "Hey, Merry Christmas!" And here's like
that's called regifting.
But
and look, if it's decent stuff, I'd be grateful to have it. Right? If this guy doesn't drink tequila and he's like, but I know you do. Yeah, I'll take it.
But here's my question: Do you look at these quarterbacks?
But I think you need to be honest about that.
Do you look at
these? I regifted a shirt to Iowa Sam recently.
Yeah,
but I was honest about it. I was like, dude, I know you would like this, so here you go. So you just got to be honest about those things.
My question though is, when you're on a level of an NFL quarterback, or even like a regular guy like you or me or any of our listeners, if you gift someone something, is there any difference if they got it for free or not? Like, if Josh Allen went out of his way to buy this meat, or what if you found out like, oh, whatever meats, he has a partnership with them, or like Brock Purdy, Yeah, he's like a spokesman for Toyota. So like he got like
No, it don't matter.
it doesn't matter to you. Like
no,
okay.
hell no, because they don't have the partnership with Toyota. He made that happen for
What
them.
about like
That's
what,
awesome.
what if like
You think there was a lineman there saying, "Yeah, I got this free truck, but you know what? He didn't even pay for it."
what if Mahomes, who is such a face of the NFL, what if everything in his gift bag, from the Meta glasses to the watch to everything, what if they're all sponsors of his and he really didn't pay much at all for that? Does that matter to you at all?
No. Good for him for keeping them in mind and using his contacts wisely. So,
Okay.
yeah, he has connections. They don't. And, again, the thought that counts. So I think it's a cool move. Josh Allen did a good job. What are your thoughts? You know, here's the other thing, too, when it comes to – because 'tis the season to – well, the season to give is sort of over, right? Now it's the season to return and regift. That's what's going on now. Everyone's making their returns and regifting and things like that. I remember one year, Rich, I had a girlfriend. You know when you have a new girlfriend, they try to butter up your mom or whatever. So my new girlfriend at the time tried to butter up my mom with like I bought you a picture frame, Mrs. Covino. And my mom did the whole, oh, thanks.
My mom, by the way, is such a sucker.
Yeah.
For like, I remember like my mom would think that if someone was dating one of my mom's kids, one of my siblings, and just brought my mom like a candle, my mom would
brings it up.
No, my mom would be like, "They are so nice." I'm like, "Mom, that person sucked." Oh, but they would bring me a candle every time they came over.
A Yankee candle.
Oh, Yankee Candle Company. I'm like, "Mom, that guy was terrible to like your daughter or like one of my sister's ex-boyfriend." Yeah, but you know he would call. He brought a candle.
Yeah, I know.
Moms are weak with that stuff.
I had a
they
girlfriend.
get tricked.
They bought my mom a frame. It was like a picture frame. I remember this, right?
Yeah.
And my mom gave the whole like, oh, thank you. Oh, so nice, right? Fast forward, I think it was like the next Christmas or next holiday. My mom re-gifted that to like an aunt of mine right in front of my girlfriend. and my girlfriend was like, isn't that the frame I bought your mom last year? I'm like, I don't know. But I remember how awkward it was because she felt so bad. And then, you know.
Must have really liked
awkward.
it.
Yeah, it was really awkward. I thought she liked it. I'm like, I guess not. I don't know. What do you want from me?
All right. Well, hey, there's a story and a thought about Sam Darnold we're going to get to. We're also going to get to a couple big stars in the world of sports that celebrate a birthday today. And, of course, Showtime, Mahomes trivia. We'll do that all coming up right here. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, in for the great Dan Patrick.
There's two other superstars in football and basketball that are toying around with the retirement idea. Let's talk football first, because Stephen A. went on this rant today saying, I think Kelsey's going to retire after this season. No big stretch, because I believe it too. I was surprised he came back this season. Okay. And now they're what? 6-7, and they're out of it. What more to play for? The guy's done it all. You think he's going to come back for like the rebuilding of a Chiefs organization? The guy's on his way out. No one wants to be a detriment to their team either. And I'm not saying he is, but if they're going to look younger and build, and Mahomes needs some good receivers, young receivers, I don't know if Kelsey's in the mix. His priorities are different. Okay. He already has a career in broadcasting. He has a bride-to-be. You know, like the future's bright for him elsewhere.
Hit me with option number 2.
So Kelsey, again, Stephen A. talking about it today, and it's gone viral. Then the other one is LeBron, but hear me out, because people are saying he's got like one more year left. LeBron, it's season 23. That's his magic number, right? 23rd season. Let's say, and I would never wish this upon anybody, but I think teams like OKC would be in their way, right?
You mean the 23-1 OKC?
But let's say, and I would never wish this, Rich. I would never ever wish this, but this is sports. Let's say someone on OKC gets hurt. Not wishing it on anybody. I'm knocking wood, in fact, right?
Yeah.
That opens up the lane even more for a Lakers team who's hot. They're playing good. They got young, they got veterans, they got old, they got everything.
Can't disagree.
Right? Let's say the Lakers win, and it's his 23rd season, magic number, last win, last hurrah. You don't think he retires? My question is, who's more likely to retire, a la Cejudo style, after this season, Kelsey or LeBron, if they win?
I have an obvious
I think LeBron's going to still play one more year.
I think the answer is obvious.
Kelsey?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? I thought for sure you would say.
And I'll explain.
Maybe it's not as obvious as I. Maybe we don't need that wrench of Lakers winning then.
I think LeBron's proven it all.
Okay.
And if there's no path to a championship, and there's teams that are in his way, like you said, the Lakers are a top, I would say 3 to 5 team in the NBA. The Lakers look good. It's fun to watch the Lakers.
Dude, Reeves putting up crazy numbers. They're comparing him to stat-wise to Kobe Bryant now.
I'm just saying they're
using the word superstar to describe Austin Reeves.
Exactly. Now. They've already sort of moved past LeBron being the centerpiece. That's Luka now.
Yeah. But a major piece still.
You know, Austin Reeves, and they may go after another big star if LeBron were to walk away. I think Travis Kelce, I'll look at it this way. You know when you have a lot in the future? I know recently you were like, in your mind, you're like, dude, I got my daughter's Sweet 16, then I got this. And when you have all these things on the horizon, right, you try to cram things in and you don't. My point is this. He's getting married June 13th. They made the announcement, him and Taylor Swift, June 13th.
He's got a top 25 podcast making millions.
13, her little lucky number symbolic. So they're getting married. And then I bet you within a year, because, they're at the age, they have every resource possible, they're going to have a kid. And I bet you that he runs it back one more time. After the career he's had, I don't think you go out the one time you don't make the playoffs. I feel like it's like Tom Brady wouldn't want to go away. You remember Tom Brady, the last interception he threw for the Patriots? It's like, you're not going to go out like that.
I think he's not in Cypress Hill. He's on the Chiefs.
I'm not going out like that.
We ain't going out like that. We ain't going out. I think that gives him more reason to be like, it's over. Like, this run is over.
He has a very bright post-football career, but it's almost like once you stop, you're never going to go back, right? So if he has any desire to play one more time, where I think LeBron could, with all good conscience, I played with my son, I've won on 3 different teams. It's a good question. Your thoughts at 877-99 on Fox.
Well, you and I thought it was obvious, and you and I completely disagree.
Yeah,
I think if anyone's going to retire, it's Kelsey. And I think LeBron's got like one more year because when have he announced it already and taken in that farewell tour?
I'm looking at it from another angle. You're saying who's going to retire. I'm saying who would want to run it back more, and I think LeBron doesn't need to. Kelsey would not want to go out like this. Dan Byer, what say you? And let's get an update, man. What's up?
I'm not breaking a tie, but I am siding with Covino. I think Kelsey. I think it's at the end of the rope. Oh. Yes, and I think that LeBron, even with the Lakers' success this season, which has mostly been without him, that he wants that farewell.
It's Covino and Rich. Happy holidays. Happy gooch of the holidays. The space between, that lazy space between. Happy to be here. The space between.
I'm so excited that during this time of year, everyone's got a couple days off here and there, and I know we got a couple relaxing days coming up, but I so badly want the weekend to get here as well because pumped about Week 18 of the NFL, man. Niners, Seahawks, Saturday night. We got to do something. We got to hang for that one.
Dude, they're playing with some fire. They're having fun. Brock Purdy's dancing. Like, they're playing the way you want them to be playing at just the right time. So if I'm a 49ers fan, I would be pumped. Rich Davis, 49ers fan, back in L.A. with Danny G and Spot and Ramsey. Here, Covino in Idaho, Potato Land, but live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And after the show, the DP podcast goes up, our stream goes up. And if you miss any of today's show, the last 2 shows we filled in for us, day 3 of the Dan Patrick Hat Trick, be sure to listen to the podcast. Search Covino and Rich wherever you get your podcast, Covino, Covino and Rich, and be sure to follow, rate, and review 5 stars. And, of course, you can watch the show anytime on our YouTube page. It's free. Yep. Please follow our YouTube page, Covino and Rich FSR, and join the live chat. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. All of our videos, our bonus podcast, Overpromised, it's all there.
Sam Darnold. I want to bring him up because I talked about how excited I am about this weekend. It's only Tuesday, and you and I have a couple days off, so you would think I wouldn't want to rush to the weekend because you would want to just chill and take it in. But this game on Saturday night for the 1 seed, the Super Bowl could go completely through the Bay Area for the Niners, or Seattle, 12th man. That's a tough place to play. So we'll see.
Are you still sad it's the Saturday night game?
Yeah, only because Danny G, if anyone could get, I'm having such a difficult time, even following all the experts. Trent Williams, there's no real indication yet of that hamstring and whether or not he tries to give it a go, because George Kittle was out this week, but it looks like Kittle's going to try to give it a go this Saturday night on a short week. He didn't play this past week, and they were fine without him. But you want Kittle in there, not only for his tight end abilities catching the ball, but he's one of the best blockers in the game.
And he's a tone setter,
and he's a tone setter.
Yeah.
But I think
you want his energy out there.
The only bummer for me is that it's one more day that Trent Williams can't try to heal up that hammy or get some treatment. But I don't.
I have an idea, Rich. Why don't your Niners just take the week off like a bye week, kind of like the Chargers are doing, and hand the number 1 seed to the team you're playing, like the Broncos?
You know, if the Niners didn't have a chance to get the 1 seed themselves, I'd say rest them all. But this is for everything. And I wanted to bring this up because you talked about my dude Brock Purdy dancing and having fun, and a lot of people on social media saying the world owes him an apology for ever saying he was a system QB, because he shows so much more than that at times.
He looks so good right now. You could say he's just the perfect fit for the perfect system or whatever. Whatever it is, he's playing great.
Now, opposite of him, a guy that I have such a hard time assessing, Sam Darnold. He's going to end up throwing for over 4,000 yards this year, 25 tutties, 14 interceptions. The guy turns the ball over a ton. He's high risk, high reward. That's Sam Darnold. That's who you get with Sam Darnold. High risk.
That's just who he is.
High risk, high reward.
By the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have games where you're like, what the hell is he doing? And then you have other games where you're like, look at that. He found that little window. He extended that play. Look at Sam Darnold.
He's in some elite company, though, Rich. I've seen some pretty interesting stats about Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
he's got 2 back-to-back 13-plus win seasons. Not a lot of quarterbacks have done that.
5 total. I know, Covino, you've seen this. Rich, can you name the other 4 quarterbacks?
I haven't seen this. All right, let me guess, okay?
5 total, and some of those quarterbacks have done it multiple times.
All right, I'm not gonna BS
Again,
you. I've
the
not
only QBs all time with consecutive 13-win seasons.
All right, I'm not gonna BS you. I haven't seen the stats, so these are pure guesses.
By the way, this puts Darnold in perspective. His name is up there with some of the greats, and he did it with 2 different teams.
He's 1 of 5.
He's 1 of 5. So Darnold last year with Minnesota, this year with Seattle, 2 13-win teams. So he's 1 of 5. So there's 4 others.
Yes.
Yeah, but don't you think that makes it even more impressive that he was able to do it with 2 completely different teams and systems? Says a lot about him and his leadership and what he's capable of.
13 wins. But here's my rub, though.
Back.
Here's my rub. Adding that 17th game helped him be on this list, because I'm thinking a lot of 13-3 teams back in the day. So my guess is I'm going to go Peyton Manning had to have done it.
He did. Yeah.
All right, Peyton Manning, because they were
2012, 2013.
Yeah, I was going to say, there were years where I felt like the culture 14-2, 13-3 perpetually, like every year. So Peyton Manning's one of those other 4. I'm going to go with my dude Steve Young, not Montana. I'm going to go Young.
Oh,
is it Montana?
No, another X on the board.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right, no Montana, no Young.
You only have 1 strike left.
Yeah, there was a lot of 12-4 Steve Young teams. That's why. Damn it. All right. I'm going to go.
And by the way, didn't Manning do it with the Broncos?
He did.
But he's only one of the other 4. I'm going to go Drew Brees.
No, that's your final
3
X.
strikes?
Oh.
You're out. Tom Brady on the list?
Of course.
Yeah,
yes.
I was
he
just
did
saving
it multiple
him.
times.
So I was saying Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Besides those guys, you're telling me there's 2 others. So it's Sam Darnold, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and 2 others. And those 2 others are not.
They
Steve
wore
Young.
the same uniform. I'll give you that hint.
They're not Steve Young. They're not Joe Montana, and they're not Drew Brees, huh?
Danny G gave you a really good hint.
I
The
don't
last
think he was
two guys
listening.
wore the same
I know.
uniform.
I know. I heard it. It's not Mahomes.
No.
Because they're not. No, that's not. That's why I'm saying it's not Mahomes.
One of the guys still playing.
One of the guys is still playing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
How about you think
Is it?
about it?
Is B?
How about
All right, I'll
Fox
think
Sports
about it.
Radio Nation? Think about
All
it.
right. Okay. I'll think of the other guy. We'll do it next.
Darnold's an elite company. Who's he with?
All right. More CNR in for Dan Patrick. Let me put my thinking cap on. More next.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. I take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate you all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The Falcons capped off Week 17 of the NFL season with an upset of the Rams on Monday Night Football. Atlanta's Bijan Robinson accounted for 229 scrimmage yards and 2 TDs in what QB Kirk Cousins said was an all-around great performance.
If you call his number, he's going to answer. He's not going to, play in or tell you he's tired. So great player, and he showed it again tonight.
The Rams, they fell to 11-5, all but locking up the 6th seed in the NFC playoffs. Falcons improved to 7-9. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson's status for Sunday's season finale against the Steelers is still uncertain. He's still got that back injury. The Chargers, they'll rest QB Justin Herbert for the regular season finale against Denver, giving him an extra week to recover from that broken left hand. And Chiefs coach Andy Reid plans to return next season after speculation about an impending retirement. College football bowl season continues today with a triple header. It's Louisiana Tech and Coastal Carolina playing in the Independence Bowl. Tennessee and Illinois battle in the Music City Bowl. And TCU and number 16 USC face off in the Alamo Bowl.
Here's Steve Covino and Rich Davis.
Hey, don't be too excited. What's up, everybody?
You think people are that upset when they hear us?
No! Oh, come on, man!
No. Come on, we're having fun. That's what we do.
Doubt.
Covino and Rich, 5 to 7 on the East Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 on the West. But when they say you want to fill in for DP, we say, yeah, absolutely, because we love hanging out with you. Happy holidays. Remember to check our bonus podcast, too, at Covino and Rich FSR. It's called Overpromised. It's a lot of fun. It's a fully produced TV show, basically. Overpromised with Covino and Rich. And you could actually watch our show live now at Covino and Rich FSR. Corey Luck, Common Soldier, Steve Mann, Lisa, a lot of people chiming in live with the answers because we did pose a question. Rich will pose it again. But again, watch us live. YouTube.com/Covino and Rich FSR. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. I'm live in Idaho, 99.9 Idaho, and shout out to all the affiliates from Covino and Rich.
You know, I am totally going to make an excuse.
Okay.
And say I missed the trivia question because I think Sam Darnold doesn't belong in this category. Sam Darnold's one of 5.
I think it's more impressive that he did it with 2 different teams.
Sam Darnold has won 13 games back-to-back seasons, and it's only been done by 4 other people.
Elite quarterbacks.
Now,
yeah.
4 other people. Who are those 4 other quarterbacks that have won 13 games in back-to-back seasons?
You got 2 of them, Manning and Brady.
Yeah, but then I conked out because Joe Montana, Steve Young, Drew Brees, And you know what I thought about? And Big Mike confirmed this. Do you know how many elite 12-4 teams there have been in the NFL that mathematically, had there been a 17-game schedule, they probably would have won 13 games because those teams win more than 50% of their games. So all the teams from the 80s and 90s and 2000s.
Well, again, you always say, you're the first to say this, you can't fault the guy for doing what he's capable of doing.
No, of course. But what I'm saying, it's like I'm not taking anything away from Sam Darnold. I'm just saying 12-4 was like your quintessential division-winning 1 seed or 2 seed record for our whole life. Until that 17th game came into play, 12-4 was sort of the benchmark. If you had a 13-3 or 14-2 record, you were elite.
Agreed, but these 13 winners on this list,
just shows
all Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers.
So the hint was the other 2 guys, besides Manning and Tom Brady, were on the same team.
Yeah.
My friend,
again, the reason we bring this up is you're trying to assess Sam Darnold, especially Rich, who, his team takes on the 49ers this week. You're trying to figure out how good is this guy. And I think the only reason we question that is because of where he came from. We've seen him struggle in the past, but he's a completely different quarterback now.
High risk, high reward. The guy's a little reckless, has a lot of turnovers, but can make some big plays. I thought of the other 2. If you're saying they're on the same team, that was the giveaway hint. So thank you. for a second, I dabbled with Josh Allen and Jim Kelly. Then I'm like, no. What am I thinking? Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was going to say, because Aaron Rodgers, there were years where I think, we see the possibly 10-7 Steelers. If Aaron Rodgers won 10 games for the Packers, you would have been like, well, down year. Even though they did win their Super Bowl as a 10-6 team, there were years where I felt like the Packers were 13-3, 14-2, 12-4 consistently.
Now, I'm not trying to be Santa Claus here or give away the inventory, but Steve Mann 199 also got the answer on our live chat. So I do want to give him props. I didn't say we got to give him prizes, but I do give him props.
A turbo prop.
Do you give some turbo props?
Yeah.
By the way, something else we're not really thinking about. 2 years in a row, Darnold enters Week 18 with a shot at the number 1 seed.
Oh, all right. So
last year, you remember what? I'm sorry, Minnesota fans.
Yeah, you know, Danny G, that's a fantastic point. And you know what's interesting about your fun fact stat? Right now, the Seahawks are 13-3. So, you know what? Shame on me, because he would have had 13 wins back-to-back, even without Week 17. So my point of Sam Darnold not being in that category, I just totally bunked my own point, because both years he was 13-3. Last year, 13-3, they played, if I remember correctly, Detroit and got whooped.
Yep.
Detroit gets the 1 seed. Minnesota was a wild card. I'm hoping the same fate is for Sam Darnold this year. If the Niners win, Sam Darnold loses Week 18, and instead of being a 13-4 or a 13-14 win division winner, he now is a wild card again. So Sam Darnold, with this wide open division and wide open NFC conference, if Sam Darnold did go to the Super Bowl, how do you assess him? How do you look at Sam Darnold and say he's not like a Trent Dilfer like quarterback that, you know, is being carried that doesn't belong there, but he's certainly not a Peyton or a Brady or a Mahomes.
Well, to quote the great Geno Smith, because I feel like Geno started that trend of second lives. The recent trend is, you know, Sam Darnold was written off and he didn't write back. You know, he paved his own way and he had a tough go at it. He bounced around a little bit and showed that he had the skills to be a dominant quarterback in the NFL.
I'm just saying,
how about this? A winning quarterback.
If I told you, though, that Seattle wins in the Bay this Saturday, which I hate the thought of that, but it's possible. In fact,
their defense stop the 49ers offense.
In fact, Las Vegas.
This is a question of defense, because we know the 49ers defense isn't really going to stop the Seahawks offense.
They've been hammering like they're freaking hammering Hank. They've been hammering the Seahawks in Vegas. That line opened with 49ers as a 1.5-point favorite, and now the Seahawks are a 1.5-point favorite. A 3-point swing.
You know why? Because the 49ers just let up a lot of points.
But what I'm saying is, I don't know if people are assuming, maybe Trent Williams is out and that's a big enough swing, but the simple fact that the 49ers, I know it's still 1.5 points either way, and that's, you know, you could say, what does that even mean? It's practically a pick 'em. But the fact that the point spread swung 3 points is significant. That shows that people are betting, or someone's betting heavy on Seattle to win in the Bay. Now, if Seattle wins,
it's probably Sir Mix-a-Lot putting money on it.
Yeah, who's rich in Seattle?
He's sitting there on his ass state. He's sitting there on Ass Mountain putting money down.
So, Cove, let me ask you this: if Seattle wins and the Super Bowl, the road to San Francisco for the Super Bowl goes through Seattle, 12th man. One of the great home fields in football history, raising that 12th man flag, and everyone gets all fired up. If it goes through Seattle,
Chris Pratt putting his money down.
If that's the case, buddy boy, and Sam Darnold gets to the Super Bowl and wins one before Lamar Jackson, before Joe Burrow, before Josh, Lamar, or Joe. What does that say about Sam Darnold? Is it the team carried him, or do you have to start really respecting Sam Darnold on a different level?
You said it.
Why even question it? Because he's got red hair. I don't even understand why.
Has a ginger ever won a Super Bowl?
No, I'm serious. It's either the fact that we've seen him struggle, but that should be even more of a testament of how far he's come.
Gingers can't win Super Bowls. They don't have souls.
Hey, he doesn't have quarterback face. He's got red hair. There's no way he could be that great. Yes, he did it back-to-back with 2 different teams, and if he wins a Super Bowl, yes, nanny poof poof to Josh Allen, Lamar, and Joe Burrow. I think that gives him a major edge, and he should be put in a bigger conversation.
I don't know.
And that's what we're doing right now when we say that he's in rare company with Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning.
I don't know.
He's got 13 wins back-to-back seasons. He's very capable. This team is very capable. So I think it puts him in a different conversation. You got to give him his props.
I only have room for Ed Sheeran in my life, the only redhead. I love Ed Sheeran. Besides that,
but there's people that agree with you, Rich. So let me back you up.
Yeah.
Troy V on the chat. Covino and Rich FSR live chat on YouTube. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Troy V 8513. Sam Darnold equals Rich Gannon. Mauser in Cincy says, nah, he's basically Trent Dilfer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder.
So I get that's the sort of stigma, but that stigma comes from a weird place of, yeah, you mean the guy that was on the Jets and sucked? You mean the guy that bounced around, he was on the Panthers? Or you mean the guy with red hair and goofy face? That's what you're really doing because the stats speak for themselves.
Yo, Dilfer did not have Darnold's arm.
That's true.
Yeah, Darnold's got a cannon. You mean Rich Cannon. He's got a cannon.
There's a part of me that says, would we, people want to give and take away credit very easily in sports. Like, if Sam Darnold's found a way to be the 1 seed and let's say they won the whole thing, it's funny how we would try to give the credit to a new coach and the defense and the team overall, like the camaraderie. Like no one would want to really be like, Sam Darnold's a hell of a leader. Yeah. We forget a couple years ago, of course I'm going to credit my own team. I feel like him backing up Purdy in that Kyle Shanahan system. Remember, anytime there was a little glimmer, you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe Sam Darnold's, if given the opportunity. And then he goes to Minnesota, lights it up, then goes to Seattle. He's lighting it up. And then you wonder to yourself, was he just did he just get the bad luck though of you start out with the Jets and then the Panthers, 2 of the crappiest organizations in the NFL. You maybe say he just had terrible, terrible luck. It's like someone that finds the love of their life later. And it's they were a great person. They just couldn't find the one until they were 40,
Sometimes, again, he had the luxury. It really benefited him playing behind Purdy. Like you said, it gave him another chance, another year to learn and gain some confidence and grow a little bit. A luxury that a lot of young players don't have today. You watch that John Elway documentary I was talking about. Look, it's the Gooch of the holidays. Watch the John Elway documentary in your downtime. It's on Netflix. It's not that we forget, but it's crazy to be reminded that he had a bunch of losing seasons. He didn't come out. He struggled a lot.
Yeah.
But he had that time to develop. He lost 3. Eventually, again, got to Super Bowl, lost 3. But in the beginning of his career, dude, he struggled. They took him out.
Yeah.
He struggled. And that's what you saw with the Darnold. But he had the luxury of sticking around and playing behind Purdy, and now maybe he found his confidence. He grew into the league and figured it out.
Some
a
guys,
lot of these young quarterbacks don't get that nowadays.
Some guys get into a situation that is, the team's more ready to win than others. I mean,
dude, look at Lawrence, dude. People were going to write him off too.
Trevor Lawrence finally coming into his own, and
he's maturing.
You could argue that
it takes a minute.
You could argue, Covino, Danny G. We could all argue that Trevor Lawrence right now is right about where he should be, and we're just so damn impatient.
Yes, he's right where you expected him to be. It just took a minute.
Not
everyone. NFL's a fast-moving league, man. A lot of these quarterbacks, some of these quarterbacks need time to adjust.
His reputation has certainly went the opposite direction now, but not everyone gets the where Russell Wilson is drafted a little later, and he finds himself on a pretty ready Seattle Seahawks team at the time. Not everyone's Mahomes, who isn't drafted at the top where he gets to sit behind Alex Smith for a year and he's on a ready team. Like, so many of these young teams are not ready teams.
Yeah,
they're
it helped Jordan Love.
Like,
It absolutely helped him a little bit sitting out.
Look at Cam Ward. You know, he's a good young player, but he's on a very not ready Tennessee Titans team.
Also, Etienne doesn't get enough love running the ball. What did we see in the Elway documentary? What saved his career?
The run game?
TD, Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis giving that team
Davis,
another
man.
dimension.
And Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. They were,
But he credits Terrell Davis. Says it's one of his favorite teammates.
Well, how could it not be? When a good quarterback has a run game that is on the elite side, that just opens up everything.
Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, yeah, you could say that McCaffrey gives you every opportunity to have Brock Purdy be more versatile and more elite than he is, right? If there was
my point, Rich, and even bringing up Elway, though, is we forget that a lot of the legends we grew up admiring, they all struggled in the beginning.
Yeah,
they didn't come out and automatically just play great. So it shouldn't be a surprise that a guy like Darnold could do that. And you often bring it up, like, hey, he was a great college player too. Like, why are we surprised by this?
He's 28 years old.
Exactly.
Like, we act like Sam Darnold's 38 years old. He's 28 years old.
So if he were to win, he's in great company. Back-to-back seasons, that's the point of 13-plus wins, and that's with two different teams.
Some people find ways to win. I'm intrigued to see how this goes on Saturday night because we talk about it every year.
There's going to be some divide in the studio, bro. With Dan Beyer, Seahawks, and Rich's 49ers. There's going to be a fun week coming up.
It's a real interesting sentiment of what we talk about it every year, and it's not a tired conversation. I think it's interesting how as each year passes, that's one more year where some of these people that we all think, well, they're definitely going to win one, didn't win one. Like, how many years could pass where we say, oh, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, they'll eventually win one. Oh, Trevor Lawrence, oh, Dak Prescott. There's a list of guys that we've all thought like, oh, they'll win one.
Tell Dan Marino that and his isotoners.
We've said it last year. I'll say it again. So many of these guys will never, ever get there. You could argue that Joe Burrow had a shot a couple years ago against the Rams, and when the Bengals didn't do it, that was his shot. You could argue that Lamar Jackson, who dropped that ball in the end zone, Mark Andrews, was it their tight end? You could argue that was the Raven shot, and that they're not going to get back.
Hell, there's rumors right now that Baltimore and Lamar Jackson are on the outs with each other.
You could say that Josh Allen has a little window of opportunity here because some of those other teams are out. And if it's so hard to get back. I think it was DP or it might have been Rich Eisen. I saw a clip and I was like, I've been saying this for years as well. Everyone loves to say, like, oh, they'll be back. That's like BS. That's like when a girl dumps you and she sleeps with your friend and you're like, oh, if it's meant to be, she'll come back. She's like, you guys not coming back together. What's
that old saying though, Rich? If it's meant to be, what is that?
Let her go, and
let her go.
I always said that was BS because
the football gods will decide.
Who said that? Jim Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
No, but there's such a sentiment of like, well, if it's meant to be, I don't know about that. I remember anytime a relationship. Remember, you would always have a buddy, and he'd be like, yeah, my girl said she wanted to like go on a break for a little bit. I'm like, yeah, a break from your wiener to someone else's.
Oh, Rich, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it's not, it was never meant to be.
Yeah, put that on a little plaque in a girl's college
George
dorm
room. Bush the quote. You're like, yeah, shame on you, and shame on me.
I'm just saying, like, it's not easy. It's not easy to get back.
It's not easy to get back.
And
maybe it just wasn't meant to be.
And like that's why, as a Niners fan, I'm like,
oh, by the way, you know who really disrupts your little, meant to be thing? The Patriots being good again.
Yeah. That is true, but
that was a window for a lot of people.
But as a Niners fan, I'm not very optimistic. I love the way the offense is going, but the 49ers have been to the Super Bowl twice with this current regime. You could say Garoppolo once, Purdy once, but with the Kyle Shanahan team of this core of Kittle and McCaffrey, this is a team that, in my mind, I feel like they've had 2 shots and they fell short to the Chiefs twice. So if they somehow found a way to get back a third time, you gotta. Kyle Shanahan has to figure a way to win in the big game, because you can only get so many chances. I feel like they've already got their chances. So, hey, we'll see what happens.
He's going to be the John Elway of coaching.
I certainly hope not, man. Listen, we got more Covino and Rich. We'll take your thoughts on Darnold and as we get into Week 18. And where do you really assess Sam Darnold if he did win?
Right now, he's a really good quarterback. If he wins, then, yeah, you got to say, hey, man, he's a great quarterback.
All right. Well, hey, coming up, we're going to do Showtime Mahomes trivia. Now, you could argue Mahomes is a guy that, I mean, listen, he got in the way of a lot of people. He's already won 3. He's been to 5. The team's had a down year. There's a guy like then you could argue like, well, a guy like Mahomes and that team's going to revamp. So you think they're done forever? Tom Brady had a little down moment in between Super Bowls.
All season, Mahomes walked into our studio for this game on Tuesdays, beating his chest about how the Chiefs were going to rip off 5 or 6 wins in a row. Well, I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, well, but you want that attitude from your quarterback, right? You gotta be confident.
You do. Let's see if he's humbled now, though.
So Mahomes trivia, 877-99 on Fox. We'll give away some prizes next. We'll do that. And your thoughts on Sam Darnold, and we'll talk more Week 18 of the NFL and some celebrity athlete birthdays today. We have a rando hypothetical for you guys, so hang tight. Lots of Covino and Rich in for the grit. Dan Patrick.
And feeding off the success of our college basketball bracket challenge each March, we decided to do a bracket challenge for the college football playoff. With 8 teams left standing in the college football, it's bracket challenge time. Compete against our Fox Sports Radio hosts and against fellow listeners. Rich, who you got, bro?
Who you got?
See who the best college football playoff bracket is.
Play for your chance to win $1,000. Visit foxsportsradio.iheart.com. Register, get rules, fill out your bracket. It's open until just before kickoff on New Year's Eve. That's around 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, fill out your bracket at foxsportsradio.iheart.com for your chance to win $1,000.
Livy Dunn's buns in the sun.
Yeah, well, I just was doing my research for the show.
Yeah, well, apparently she's in Hawaii vacationing with future Yankee, her boyfriend, Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
He goes to the Yankees. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, Livy Dunn bought a place in New York City, but she is a model and gymnast and all social media.
Hold on. Not only did she buy a place in New York City, he's also been telling his teammates, that's a true story, apparently. He's been telling teammates that he wants to play in New York.
They denied that.
I mean, those are rumors, but I believe them.
Who started that rumor? Austin Wells?
Me?
Who started that rumor? Anthony Volpe?
His teammates.
Oh, no, his teammates.
He made it very clear, like, this isn't the place to be. This is where superstars go to die. I want to play in New York.
Well, Livy Dunn, the headline is Toast and Buns in the Sun on Hawaiian Vacation with Paul Skeens. And there you go. If you watch it on the YouTube, buns are out. Sun's out, buns out. And Covino and I disagree on one major thing here. When you're with your wife or girlfriend or whoever you're dating, whoever you're with, Covino's way anti-booty out.
Well, hold on. Let's make this clear. I love a nice booty. I'm saying the person I'm with. So, hey, if there's women walking around with their cheeks out, you better believe I'll be looking at them, and that's the problem. If I'm hanging out with my buddies' wives, and my buddies' wives are all walking around with their asses out, how is that appropriate when everyone's looking at each other?
I mean, it's the appropriate swimwear for 2025.
It's not appropriate. That's why you can't wear stuff like that at Disneyland, because it's not appropriate. I mean, just because it's in style and because young women are doing it doesn't mean that everybody should be doing it. Go to a water park. You think everybody should be dressing like that? Absolutely not.
Well,
leave some to the imagination. That's why it was a big story in the New York Post this week. Even athleisure, athletic wear, has gone too far and too skimpy, where it's distracting at the gym, where women are showing lots of crevassier, a lot of crevice, a lot exposed, a lot revealed, nothing to the imagination, to the point where other women are uncomfortable. It's a national story. It's not me judging or anything like that. It's a story all over the New York Post. Men are going to see it, and men are going to like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying as a dad of a teenager, as the boyfriend of a young woman, amongst mixed company and family, that's inappropriate. What you're doing in your own time, on your own vacation, when it's just you and her, that's fine. Whatever. You want to tan your ass? Go right ahead.
Who doesn't want to tan ass?
Right.
I'm just saying.
But Rich is condoning that this is okay amongst mixed company.
All right, style.
That's awkward.
Style,
you think I want Danny G looking at my girlfriend's ass?
Style dictates what the cuts of bathing suits are.
Wait, I never did that.
That's what I'm saying, though. Let's say we all went away.
Avert your eyes, sir.
Yeah.
Style dictates what cuts of bathing suits are popular, right? Like men's.
Doesn't mean
men's
that other
swim
ones are
trunks.
non-existent.
Are you gonna let me get a word in, or are you just gonna vent about how lame you are?
You could say lame, or, I mean, how about leaving some to the imagination?
What's next,
Why do you
Rich?
need to show your wife's ass to
Nude
everybody?
beaches? Nude beaches? Is that what you want?
You sound like a voyeur to me. Like, everybody, check out my wife's ass.
I mean, what do you want? Do you want women to wear bathing suits like it's the 1920s
No.
and they're on the boardwalk like,
No.
hello, my baby,
No,
hello, my
because
darling?
because there's a compromise, and they still sell, like, pretty
A
revealing
sarong.
and sexy bathing suits.
If you want,
you act like you have to wear a grandma
If
bathing
you want
suit.
old lady bathing suits, where are you going to find them? Walmart, Target, like women
they're
shop.
They're not old. There's compromise.
Women shop online.
How you gonna feel?
Show an ankle.
Yeah, how you gonna feel when your daughter's dressing like that? You're cool with it?
Yeah, I guess so because it's the times.
No,
What
you're
are you
not.
Gonna do?
You're cool with it because she's 8 years old. That's why you're cool with it.
I'm telling you, you're like going against the style. I saw a picture of your girlfriend with all her friends on a trip, and she was the only girl wearing like a full bottom bathing suit. Like
You
she
know
bought
why?
it at like.
'Cause she has class. No one wants to see your nasty ass. Nope. Not everybody should be dressing like that.
It's
It's too revealing. It is.
So
guys
you think
don't
you
do
think
that.
you think
are
Libby Dunn-
guys showing bottom beanbag? Are guys doing that? Should I be doing that? I don't know. No, because it's not appropriate. Just because it's the style doesn't make it right.
Triple B,
That-
bottom
and by the way,
beanbag.
that doesn't mean I'm not staring and I'm not admiring sometimes. Of course I am. I'm a man.
But you want Libby Dunn wearing full bottom bathing suit on vacation with her?
No, because she's not my girlfriend. I don't care.
Yeah, but
So if she wants to rock that, I'm like, go for her. Good for her. I
If
don't
you were
care.
going away with some friends for a weekend, you would tell your girlfriend like, no, don't
Yeah, because
expose
I
that
know what a
butt.
pervert and creep you are.
Oh,
so
me.
why would I want my
Me.
girlfriend walking around like that in front of you? Yes, you. Yes. So why would I want that? Why would I want that? Guys are going to be guys.
Monty, your thoughts? Because Monty, you came to our anniversary
But
party,
he's
and I feel
lying.
like
guys are going to be guys. So just because it's my girlfriend, you mean Rich isn't going to look at her? Well, think about it. I'm not saying women shouldn't be in style. I'm not saying women shouldn't wear these.
Listen to yourself.
I'm
You ever-
saying they shouldn't wear them amongst family and friends.
Hey, welcome back. Yeah, Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. Happy holidays. Steve Covino and Rich Davis. Again, 5 to 7 on the East. So shout out to all the affiliates that don't normally air our show. You should. We appreciate you. Happy holidays. 2 to 4 on the West, and we have a bonus podcast. Look, it doesn't matter, right? Because you could catch our show anytime on YouTube. Covino and Rich FSR. Watch us live, and our bonus podcast, Overpromised, is also there, and I highly recommend Overpromised. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks again to Dan Patrick, and happy holidays. I'm Steve Covino, live in Idaho. That's Rich Davis, Danny G. and the whole crew back at the Fox Sports Radio studio.
Now, for over 40 years, Tire Rack, they've been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now, coming up, we are going to talk about 2 birthdays in the world of sports, both being legends. The question is, who has left more of an impact in the world of sports? We'll get to that. Plus, I have a thought about a movie Covino recommended that I watched last night. So we'll talk little movies, little...
oh, man, I can't wait. I have no idea what this is.
Little grundle of the holiday season. But right now, it's time for Showtime, Mahomes Trivia.
The mostly lovable Patrick Mahomes.
Truth is, I want everybody to love me, not just the refs.
It's time for some NFL trivia.
I'm here.
Yes, we know you're here.
All right, Patrick Mahomes here to play Showtime Mahomes Trivia.
All right, FSR Security walking our broke Patrick into the main studio.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, guys, Patrick Mahomes here. What's all the slurping of Sam Darnold? You know, you guys are all about me. Now you're all about Darnold. I see how you guys are.
Oh, man.
How are you? How was the surgery?
I guess I'm all right. I'm actually trying to get all the gifts. I gifted all my offensive linemen Hublot watches and Beats and Meta glasses.
Sure.
I want it back. I want it all back because we suck. 6-10. We stink. Probably going to lose to the Raiders. My linemen deserve Freezy Freakies and Labubus.
No, this is the only time I'm going to tell you this, Patrick. Please beat the Raiders.
I'm going to get them isotoners.
Please beat the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders need to be beat on
By the way,
I'd be surprised if we did.
What a little... Oh, that would be amazing. Terrible for you, Danny. Imagine if the Chiefs somehow give the Raiders that game and it gives the Raiders the inability now to get Mendoza. Like, the Chiefs can F you in a different way now, Danny.
Don't you dare put that out there in the universe. All right, let's meet the contestants. 27-time winner Rich Davis right over
what's
there.
Up? Let's go.
In for 22-time champion Dan Byer. Look who it is. Big Mike, who doesn't run this place.
Hey, Mike.
Hello, everybody.
And
it's Rick from Pawn Stars. Hey, what's up, Rick?
And 10-time winner Spotty Boy.
Oh, let's make it 11.
Hey, Spot.
Hey, guys.
All right, looking to win a CNR Nerf football on the studio lines. Big Mike, I'll use you for this. Would you love to travel to beautiful Mar Vista, California, Agora Hills, California, Corpus Christi, Texas, Sioux City, Iowa, or Pleasanton, San Antonio?
That's a no-brainer. I got to go with Mar Vista, as I spent quite a bit of my personal time in that town.
Oh.
You. All right.
All right, that's Tyler. What up, Tyler?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
What's up, Tyler? I used to live in Palms, bro.
Yeah, that's where I first lived. Then I moved to Mar Vista. It's a nice little area.
It is. It's a great place.
Why don't you go get a coffee and
Yeah.
Big Mike set tripping over here. All right, Tyler, what do you do for a living in SoCal?
Actually, I do private driving, and I do Uber and Lyft on the side between that.
Nice. Shouts out to all the delivery people. Cool. All
Yeah,
right.
if you need to ride to the airport, let me know. I'll give you my information.
Hey, let me ask you this, being that you're a driver. Do you want people to talk to you or not? I'm always trying to decide, does this Uber or Lyft person want to talk to me, or do they want silence?
Right. You know, it's kind of funny because sometimes you get on the app, someone is about to walk in your car and it shows show preferences, and you see something like prefers not to talk. And at first I was like, well, I don't even want to talk to them, so why do they have that on their app?
Yeah, but you can put that down there. You can put that down now, by the way. All right, let's play this game.
All right, here are the rules.
I don't want to talk.
Shut up.
That's enough. Here are the
that's a first, by the way. Let's get that in writing, please.
Here are the rules for Showtime Mahomes NFL Trivia. The first contestant with 2 correct answers is the champion. If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question. Your name is your buzzer, but you do have to wait until all 3 possible answers are read. If there's 2 wrong answers in a row, we move on to the next question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's get it on. Round 1.
All right. Happy holidays, Patrick Mahomes. I'm here.
Hi.
And I wish my defense could serve these up. What team has the most shutouts in one season in NFL history? Is it A, the 1976 Steelers, B, the 2000 Ravens, or C, the 2013 Seahawks?
Mike.
Big Mike.
Ravens.
No.
Ravens. I thought I had that.
The confidence he had.
Tyler, you want to try
we'll
to
give
steal?
you a shot, Tyler. What do you got?
Yeah. I'm going to say the Seahawks.
No, you're both losers.
Man.
Answer is A, 76 Steelers. They delivered 5 shutouts that season. 5 shutouts.
All right, we moved to round 2. Nobody on the board yet.
All right, round 2. Patrick Mahomes here.
Hi, Patrick.
This game won't be the same without me. Which stadium hosted the first ever Super Bowl? A, the Houston Astrodome. B, Miami's Orange Bowl. Or C, the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
Rich.
Rich got in there.
You want me? You know what?
No, Rich, answer the question.
I'm Los Angeles.
It was the Memorial Coliseum. Rich on the board.
I was giving you a little breath there. Come on, dude. Trying to be generous around the holidays.
Where are you driving right now, by the way? Where are you driving through?
Actually, I'm driving out in the valley right now. I'm on the 101 freeway heading out toward Thousand Oaks because, I mean, rides are really slow these days in this economy. I feel like I got to drive further and further away just to get something.
All right, here we go.
Hey, by the way, I'm trying to be generous during the holidays, too. Hey, Rich, since you got that right, I want to re-gift you a pair of fuzzy socks that Travis Kelce gave me. I don't want who the hell wears these things? You could have them.
I love fuzzy socks.
All right, you can have them, buddy. You just won.
Rich is on the board as we move to round 3.
All right, round 3. Happy holidays. What was I once quoted saying about limits? A.
Limits.
Limits. One of those funny words. Limits are just an illusion. B. I try to limit the amount to $20,000 for each ref's Christmas gift.
Okay.
Or the moment you limit yourself is the moment your life stays basic.
Mike.
Tyler, C.
Cool.
I got to go with B.
The $20,000?
Yeah, the refs.
No,
No, what? How am I wrong?
Tyler for the steal?
C.
No.
Tyler.
I
You're
said,
all losers.
Man.
Limits are just an illusion.
All right, so still, Rich, the only one on the board.
I swear, Patrick, it had to be. I thought you were gifting to the refs.
No? All right. Okay.
All right, we move
Well,
on.
I gave them isotoners.
Okay. I love how that was followed up with an 80s laugh track when
Tyler, listen closely. You got to rally here. We go to round 4.
All right, round 4. Patrick Mahomes here. Happy taint of the holidays. Who was the first NFL team to put a logo on their helmets?
Ooh.
Is it A, the Chicago Bears, B, the Los Angeles Rams, or C, the Philadelphia Eagles?
Rich.
Hey, Bears.
Rich for the win.
I'm going to go Rams.
You are the winner today.
Oh.
Sorry, dude.
Rich.
All right, they hand-painted yellow Rams horns in 1946.
Yeah, they hand-painted these yellow ram horns in 46.
And
crazy.
Congrats.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Thank you
you
for
listening.
playing,
You're the man.
Tyler.
You know what it is? I guess you think back. I feel like some of the old footage of like a lot of these teams had no logos. But can you picture a Rams game without a logo?
No, I mean.
But like Bears, I feel like they were just the
iconic.
most. Yeah, Bears had no logo back in the day. All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you guys.
All right, hey,
Patrick.
thanks, guys. 6-10. I'm really feeling it. All right, and good luck to your Raiders, Danny G, next week. And hey, thanks, guys. Happy holidays.
Bye now.
Good to see
All
you,
right,
Patrick.
later, guys.
Bye,
Later,
Patrick.
guys.
See
Bye.
ya.
Later, guys.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, I actually had a question for Covino now that we've got past Showtime Mahomes trivia.
Hold on, I'm saying bye to Patrick. Later, Patrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's in Idaho?
So I watched the movie you recommended, and
I recommended a few.
You recommended something that I don't know. I watched it, and it's called The Age of Disclosure.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was recommended to me, so I told you about it. I didn't necessarily say you got to watch it.
You could currently buy it on Prime. My buddy's like, don't
It's
worry,
$20.
and my buddy's like, don't worry, I'll find it. So he found it. So if you don't feel like paying the $20, I'm sure you have your little loopholes. But it's about UAPs, essentially UFOs, and they're saying this is the most legitimate UFO documentary. We're talking about this isn't like crazy dudes with big hair on the History Channel talking about aliens. You got legitimate politicians and people that worked for decades in the FBI and CIA and.
Well, what separates this one, Rich, is the fact that there's, I'm trying to get the stat here, 34 government insiders who reveal the truth. Like, these are all highly ranked and prominent former people who worked and served for the government.
This
and
isn't listen, and I'm not some big alien conspiracy guy, but this isn't some jabroni that had a cup of coffee and worked for the government 25 years ago and he has a bone to pick. Like this feels like it's completely legitimate, and it's, you know, the congressional hearings within the last couple of years about aliens. My big takeaway is that we really don't know what's going on in the air.
No.
My big takeaway,
it's pretty confirmed, especially after watching this movie, that there is unidentified aerial phenomenon. There are UAPs. The question is it from another planet, another dimension, another universe, or have one of the nations that maybe we're competing against found some of these crash sites and reverse engineered them to spy on us? We don't know. That's the thing.
The ridiculous part is they're saying,
but dude, to put it in perspective, Rich, our best aircraft travels at like 4,000 miles per hour.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
This aircraft, those Tic Tacs that they're seeing, is traveling at like over 40,000 miles per hour. So put that in perspective.
And when military
mints,
when
Tic Tacs,
no, the one you have in your pants,
the Tic Tac UFOs, Spot.
The little Tic Tac. The Spot. They say they describe them. They look like a huge clear Tic Tac.
They
right?
say
Like
about,
the shape of like
40 feet long.
And Spot, I know you're a skeptic.
Is it orange? Those are my favorite.
Those are the best
orange ones are the best ones, yeah.
Danny, I don't know if you guys are skeptics, and I'm not trying to be alien UFO guy with
Are you
Covino.
saying you bought into it after watching this? I'm surprised. I thought you were going to dump all over this.
I just think there's nothing there's no hey, look at this, we got footage of an alien. But when you're telling when the government in Congress and people under oath are talking about unidentified things that are moving at speeds and making
they also say non-human discoveries. They've found bodies and different kinds of bodies in these crash sites, which they think may have been used to
explain that?
Reverse engineer this technology.
You realize we're talking to like millions of people right now, right?
Yeah, but
dude, it's a very popular film right now.
Dude, it's an award-winning award-winning documentary that's going to be hitting the mainstream soon, but you can buy it on Amazon now.
Exactly.
The Age of Disclosure. Spot, let me ask you.
I do want to interject here. Let's remember that the key term is unidentified. That does not make them alien. That just means they are unidentified.
All right, Mike, but
where did we get the technology? Did they always exist here? Where
Mike,
did we get the technology to create these?
How could something make moves through the sky that we are incapable of doing?
Just because you don't have an answer doesn't mean it's aliens.
Right? Look at Mike's head. It looks like a Tic Tac. He's not an alien.
Yeah, but
they say it could possibly be time travelers through different dimensions.
Oh, so you're saying time travelers?
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
Is it aliens or time travelers?
Yeah,
Make up your mind.
It's got to be one of the two, right?
What is it, Mike? Mike?
You know what it is? You know what it is?
What is it, Mike?
Unidentified.
But then what is it then? If something is in the air that's
the smartest people in our universe don't know what it is.
If they're saying there's things that are going 40,000 miles an hour, stopping on a dime and making moves that are going against all science and physics that we know, how do you describe it?
Unidentified.
But what do you think it is? What do you think it is, Big Mike?
But it's something that exists.
Is it okay? Is it okay to just say I don't know and leave it like that? Why do you have to conjecture?
Don't you want to know
that it's aliens or time travel?
No,
sure,
no,
I want to know,
here's
but
what
I'm okay with not knowing.
Let me check my iPhone, which is
the fact that
reversed
it exists,
engineered
though.
from an alien.
There's no debating anymore that it's real and that it exists. Whether or not we know, I get it. We don't know, and Mike's right about that. But it is real. It's real, and that's the takeaway from this film.
When the smartest people on planet Earth are like, yeah, humans are not capable even close to this type of technology, then you're saying, well, it's unidentified. Then what is it? I know it's unidentified, but what is it?
And if you want to know what the dumbest people on planet Earth have to say, more with them next. Right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Get him, Spot.
I'll let Spot take it away there. I come up with more next. Okay. All right. There.
was robbed. Here's a guy who really can't complain that much, but no one wants to be robbed. And the story goes like this. Some dude walks into the Lower Manhattan store, and he pulls like $10,000 worth of cards, and he brings them to the register, and his cards declined. And the kid's like, sorry, sir. I'm improvising here now. Sorry, sir, your card's declined. And he's like, nah, it's not. And the kid is like and he does some sort of like magic trick because he tricks the kid into believing like, nah, it's all good. Walks out with $10,000 worth of merchandise and memorabilia. And it got us thinking of cards that we thought would be worth something, but they're not.
Almost like what were you robbed into thinking? Like
Right.
I think back to baseball cards. I'll say this. These were the cards that I tried to mass collect because I'm like, one day, this is going to pay off.
And for the record, like Rich said, we're still big fans. Look at this one. I just got this one this week. Aaron Judge, rookie.
Yeah.
Call the judge and get some fudge.
I get it.
Donnie baseball, bro. Look at this one. Got the uniform in there. Look at that. I got your Shohei rookie in a bet.
It's cards are on a big comeback the last like 5 years. But
sure.
When we were kids, let's shout out some cards that we thought were going to be valuable. And we were, as Fonzie would say, wrong.
And we got to state the obvious. It's because a lot of these were mass produced or that player really didn't amount to what we thought.
It's one of those. It's either they never amounted to shit or they made 1 million copies of them.
Right.
And you could still go to some hobby shops and buy packs of 80s cards for like $5. So it's
hobby
like
shops. I'm going to the card vault.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm a big Tom Brady guy.
Can we start with former New York Met, Greg Jeffries? Because I'm not the only one that thought he was a future star.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. This was a hot card. We thought he was the next Lenny Dykstra, next Nails, even better. We saw the videos of him swinging the bat underwater. Like he had cool workout techniques. I even had the scorecards, like a buttload of Greg Jeffries cards.
But that was the one. That was the Topps future star. And I remember being like, yo, I'm going to mass collect these.
I remember investing a lot into Greg Jeffries and Tom Gordon, too. Flash Gordon.
Oh, well, there was a Yankee. Remember Brian Taylor?
Yeah.
That was one that I remember investing in. How about this one? A card that we all sought out. And I remember thinking like, yo, this is like when he was on Team USA. This is wild. It was in the traded set.
Yeah.
The Mark McGwire Team USA. Now, there are some like PSA rated 10s that are worth a good amount of money. But if you just have the rando one without the little emblem, like if you got just the regular traded set, it's like $15.
$15 on eBay, but this was one of the holy grails of our childhood because that was considered his rookie. His USA card, Mark McGwire, the Bash brother, no way.
Before he was an A.
Yeah, before he was an A, that was the card to get. You thought by now it'd be worth millions. $15.
Shout out to one of my childhood friends, Phil, who sold all
Phil Mabosak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Phil convinced all our friends that we needed to really make sure we acquired as many Upper Deck Todd Van Poppels as possible.
Should have said acquire the McGwire, but you said Van Poppel.
The Van Poppel.
Van Poppel.
I mean, another Oakland Athletic at the time. Todd Van Poppel. He had he was a big leaguer, but there was a point where we thought Todd Van Poppel was the shit.
He had no popple. It didn't pan out the way we thought. And I think the name really stuck with us as kids, and we believed in it. Get this card that we thought would be worth something, $10. $10. And again, $10 is $10.
Yeah, but Covino, it says top prospect. I'm sold.
Top prospect, Upper Deck, and Upper Deck was hot back then.
And by the way, that was my primo collecting days. 91 Upper Deck. That was like the primo time for me, at least.
Oh yeah,
late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, Todd Van Poppel. Let me throw another name at you. A guy that clearly did work out, but again, mass production. It wasn't a picture of him. It was the painting on those Don Russ Diamond Kings.
It was the Diamond Kings, yeah.
Oh my God, Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, you got to get that one.
Oh, it's a drawing
You
of
go
him.
to the card show and you're like, you got the Ken Griffey Diamond Kings? And you probably overpaid for it. Hey, yeah, kid, give me $60 for that.
Again, there's special edition ones that are worth a lot, but that one, again, is like $5.
$5. $5.
Come on.
Not worth really what you thought it would be. And I think the holy grail of what every kid of the 80s, 90s had to get their hands on was another A, because the A's were hot. Athletics were big back then. 89 champions. The Jose Canseco rated rookie. I still got it in that hard plastic with the screws on it and everything. And of course, he's a 500 home run club power hitter, but he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
His career's a little tainted. and it's not worth what we thought.
And to be honest, like all your old cards, the chance of you having a Don Russ 86 PSA 10 is like unlikely. So like a regular one's like $12. $12. So.
$12. I think I'm not even kidding you because I could picture mine. I think I paid $80 for it.
Yeah, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Telling you, aliens, bro. Aliens.
The Age of Disclosure is the movie we're talking about. It's available for purchase only. It's 20 beanaroos, but
I don't know. Most people would say wait till it's like free on a streaming service, which I don't think there's an urgency to see it. But let me tell you, talking to people that don't want to hear it, like Spot, our video guy,
or Mauser chiming in,
and Big Mike, who runs this place, they're like, just because it's unidentified doesn't mean it's an alien. I'm like,
yeah, but it doesn't make it not real either.
It doesn't
and
make
if the
it
smartest people
confusing.
in the world can't figure it out, then what's the issue?
If you tell me something's going through the air at 40,000 miles an hour and operating in a way that human technology isn't even close to, I'm not saying it's a little Mac and me looking alien. Whoa! But then what the hell is it, though? Please tell me what it is.
How could you not be a believer after that kid in Vegas a couple of years back?
And there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us.
Yeah, big eyes.
Yeah, he can make the phone call, but he can't film the alien that's in his backyard.
Well, they explain why some of these images are blurry because it travels in a bubble.
Yeah.
They explain all this.
A bubble,
And,
Spot.
Hey, go watch it yourself. Why are we giving away the
Why don't
plot,
you go
Rich?
drown in a bubble?
You guys,
Yeah,
you know
I hope
what?
You're probed by aliens.
What if they live under the sea
Wait,
and they
what's
live
that?
in like the Arctic or something? Like you don't know. You guys all think
Well-
you know. You thought Daniel Jones was going to be the Super Bowl champion. You think you don't believe in aliens?
When you're done with the Age of Disclosure, check out that John Elway documentary because that's worth the watch too. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Covino and Rich in for Dan Patrick. The hottest rookies, biggest superstars, and all-time greats. The only place to collect them all is Panini Trading Cards, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show. For instant classics, autographed cards, memorabilia cards, rare inserts, and more. Start or continue your collection now at PaniniAmerica.net. Now, Rich,
I got a Xenu alien rookie card. You guys want it?
Well, dude,
cool.
Panini,
Thanks.
the official trading card of Dan Patrick and aliens. I just want to be on their good side.
Yeah, why not get on their good side? And I also want to get on the Dan Patrick audience's good side because we're on Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. So if you dig us, hey, 'tis the season to give and return and regift. But all we're asking is for you to check out our show, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West, Monday through Friday, or anytime. How about you follow our YouTube page? You could watch what you hear for free. Our bonus show, Overpromised, which is one of my favorite things we do. Overpromise. It's all there. Covino and Rich.
Yeah.
FSR. And we do want to wish you guys a happy holiday and thank you guys for having us again. And you know what else is there, Rich?
What?
Our year-end special, our year-end best of that Danny G produced is available for your listening pleasures wherever you stream your podcast.
Nice.
Search Covino and Rich.
All right, now today, two big sports birthdays, and we're running out of time, but let me ask you. LeBron turns 41.
Yeah.
And Tiger Woods, the big 5-0 today? Is that true?
Yep.
Who has left more of an impact in the world of sports?
By the way, Tiger now eligible for the Champions Senior Tour.
Oh, with Shooter McGavin and Happy Gilmore? Thought so. Who left more of an impact?
LeBron.
Think so?
Yeah. I mean, both legendary, and it's kind of cool to pin them against each other because it's always Jordan or LeBron.
Yeah, it's fun to put LeBron against someone else.
Yeah, LeBron and Tiger Woods, both legends, both GOATs. But as far as impact, Tiger Woods,
he transformed a whole sport, though.
Yeah, dude. I mean, no one cared about golf before Tiger Woods except your uncle.
You're right.
Yeah, I would have never watched golf in my adult life had it not been for Tiger.
He got into a lot of controversy for infidelity, right? Those 18 other holes. And, the trouble he got in there was a big part of his story. LeBron, though, man, he's been on our radar, our conscious radar, and part of our conversation in life for the past 20 years.
Yeah,
dude.
I was going to say.
Like Tiger Woods, it goes in and out.
Yeah, well,
right?
here's the
LeBron's
thing.
Consistent.
I think both can be true, meaning I think Tiger Woods may have made a bigger impact in his sport.
How about
right?
internationally, who has the bigger impact? That's how you have to view it.
That's a great question. The NBA is very international, but people love golf around the world too. I think Tiger Woods as a person that made an impact for his particular sport, I think, is the answer. Like, who's made an impact on their sport? Tiger Woods is the answer. But if you're asking me who's the bigger global star, the answer is LeBron James. You're right. Whether you love basketball or not, he comes up on this network, every sports network, at least once every day or so, just in passing. Oh, LeBron did this. LeBron's kid. LeBron this. Oh, he made the announcement.
Everything LeBron does is news. I can't say the same for Tiger Woods, even though hugely impactful for golf. They're both legends. There's no question. I think the edge goes to LeBron. That's just my thought. It's a fun debate.
Bigger international global star. I think the answer is LeBron. Who has meant more to their sport? Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, yeah.
I got one for you guys. Tiger, LeBron, or Michael Jordan.
Stop it. All right, we'll see you guys. Have a great week. Thank you, Dan Patrick, for the letting us fill in. We'll see you guys later. Until then, Happy New Year, all right? Arrivederci, baby.
Happy New Year. See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Later, guys.